Now you see why I asked you not to use these scissors for nothing?
Mm-hmm. All right. I'm on live, babe.
No, I wasn't ready.
Oh, all right. That's happening, Bass. That's happening, Johnson. Marquita was good. Beautiful guy. This was happening. Lady Mean. All right. We getting in here deep real quick. Okay. Get it in then. Got something to bring to y'all real quick. What we looking at? I'm about to break it down. Wait for a little bit more people to get in here real quick. Just more puzzle pieces to the pieces. I hope some more's come in here because I ain't even gonna lie. I kind of finally get it now. I said in that, I finally get it now. And I hope the Moors get it too when we break this down. We the same people. This shit just keep going back to we the same people. You know? The fizzes, the turbans, the feathers, the spirituality, the Fatima hand, the eye, the protection, the spirituality, the gems, the Nagas. Hey, man, it's a reason why you attracted to spirituality just naturally. I know I'm not the only one that grew up and just was naturally just felt connected to Fatima hands and meditation and gems and spirituality and incense and Palo Santo and sage and everything else, man. Ooh, when I came across that Maya-Naga and started putting everything together, the shit started making sense very clear on why they had to reclassify and reroute everybody's mind. And we gonna get into it. All right, we got a lot of people in here. We in here.
To finally end this feud between me and you. You ain't finna call me no damn more.
He said, in this feud, ain't no feud. Mhm.
Nah, I'm
I
just
don't really
playing.
like the term. I don't like the terminology more, but just as a whole, I mean, all of us are the same people technically. Just I don't know why they run with the more thing. I just learned to accept it. But ruling over there in Western India, and this guy, he look a lot like us. I'm talking about to the T, the mustache and everything. And I don't believe in coincidences. Everybody said it frozen. Them it froze on y'all too. Damn, y'all ain't hear shit for 3 minutes. Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah,
Mm.
that's why the view's going down because it's probably pros on their side.
Mm.
So I just
Damn,
start
natural.
restart it or something.
Damn, natural. You come up here and got everything frozen. You know you America's most wanted.
Oh man, get a new phone, man.
That ain't mine. I got my shit green
You,
on
you
my
know
end.
you,
That's
you
their
know
phone.
you know you're recording on you're recording on a toaster. Come on, man.
That's their phone. I'm on the Galaxy. They said please start over. Let's see. Hold on. Let's give it a minute, y'all. If nothing, then I'll start it over. I said it in you, Seth.
I'm gonna drop down. It'll probably start working if I drop down.
Let's see. We'll see. These folks been butt lately, though. Excuse me. We good? If y'all can hear me, let me know. What's happening? I got you. I'm glad you in here, my dog. So, come on, man. This dude here. This dude is from West India. And we know about India Superior. Look at him. Come on, man. You most definitely not African, y'all. We most definitely not African, y'all. Look at this shit. Look at this shit, bro.
That's what we showed me.
That boy said y'all look related. See what I'm saying? Look. But he was a king, though. West India in the 1800s. Remember what I told you? Hindustan didn't become India until 1947. So even in the 1800s, all of this was still India Superior in India. So when they talk about the sultan or kings or rulers talking to other sultans in Morocco and Alawite dynasty, pay attention. Pay attention. Pay attention. Okay? They call us Amadu Khans. Or Tamari Khans. A lot of these rulers have Khan at the end of their name. Khan. Like Genghis Khan. Genghis Khan was one of us. Genghis Khan was one of us. You feel me? I'm gonna let this sit real quick. Smoke alarm for sensitive eared people.
Did you jump?
Mm-hmm. He said, why is black people always trying to be something they're not? What is black people? People is plural. So what is black people? And what the fuck is black? I just want to know why people who don't like melanated people come to the lives. I don't get it, bro. Like, I don't know why y'all even come to it. Like, when y'all see us talking about some shit, bro, just keep scrolling. Y'all niggas hurting y'all own feelings at this point. For real, y'all hurting y'all own feelings at this point. I don't even give a damn. Just such nonsense. Then leave, bro. Anyways, so Sedar Sai Maji is the title for Great King or High King, right? A region in southwestern Rajin, a state in western India, right? In western India. And it was ruled by the descendants of the Radar Jafuts, was founded in 1450, okay? In 1880 to 1911, he was succeeded by the Mahaja in 1895 at the age of 15. Okay? This boy said Photoshop. I'm dead. These boys said Photoshop. I am dead. Bruh. These niggas said Photoshop. Bro, I don't even have Photoshop. I don't even know how to work that shit. Oh man, this shit is hilarious, bro. Yeah, the Photoshop. How about read some books, my nigga? It ain't hard. I promise you, reading is not hard like y'all think it is. Now, you got another one. All right, another Sarah Lincoln. His name was Sir Muhammad Khan. All right, look at that Khan, Khan. Look at that Khan, right? Amaru Khan, Genghis Khan, Khan. All right, look at another one. Look just like us, don't it? Most definitely look just like us. And This is at the modern province of Pakistan, Kalat, and it was established in the middle of the 15th century. Tupac most definitely was dropping gems. Now, I can show you pictures all day of these guys. They all look like us. They say it's you, that's you, bro. We are our ancestors. Some genes are strong. Here go another one. 1887 to 1924. Sir Arjun Singh. All right, he was a prince. And he was, at only 10 years old, he was a full ruling power from the government of India in 1909. My dude was calling big shots at a young age. He was off the porch for real. He looked like the Rise of the Boar Squirrelfoot. I'm dead. Look like Noble Drew. Pay attention to the phenotype. Pay attention to the almond eyes. Just pay attention. Amaru Khan. Now, let's start connecting the dots. All right? Let's start connecting the dots. Because we can go right here. I'm going to pull it up. We can go right here. You start connecting the dots. Let's go right here. Let's start connecting the dots, right? What is this? They also said a toboggan is an American Indian word. And we wear toboggans all the time. But we ain't talking about toboggans. I just want to throw that on there because it's still a form of a turban. The turban was a style of head covering favored by many of the Southeast Indian tribes. So pay attention. Southeast. If you're not part of the Southeast, just sit and listen. Southeast Indian tribes who were located in the states of Florida, Texas, Louisiana, Tennessee, Alabama, Mississippi, Georgia, Arkansas, and Oklahoma. All right, listen. This is a Cherokee war chief. 1790s to 1843. War chief. Bro, I thought I already blocked you. What, you got like 40 pages? God damn. Hey, TikTok, TikTok need to give y'all a raise because y'all be going hard. Y'all be going hard in those cubicles. TikTok need to give y'all a raise. So now, the turban, head covering. Excuse me. A fez is a form of a turban. All right. I did deep research into this, so, at some point in time, you can take my word for some shit. A fez is a form of turban. All right. We're going to keep that there. And a fez is not Muslim. And it is not Moor. All right. Yes, Los just said that shit. That shit was wild, wasn't it? That shit was way left field. What the fuck Los talking about? The shit ain't Moor or Muslim. It ain't. And it's different. And it's indigenous to India Superior, specifically to the southeast. Why? Because of who we are as Shamites. You can't just say Moor and Muslims, fez and turbans. No, the children of Shem was commanded to cover your heads to protect your crown. Come on, man. Are we not connecting these dots? Whether you want to believe in the Bible or not, you ain't even got to get the King James Bible, but you can pick up a Quran, you can pick up Talmud, you can pick up any other sources and read it. You know what I'm saying? So don't knock people who choose to do it in the Bible, because that was given to us. So this is the book that we decipher. Now, if the Quran was given to us, which it was, then we'll be deciphering that. But since most of us grew up Christian because we grew up in the South and shit, you know, this is what we got to use to decipher. But within every lie is a truth. The best lies are the ones with the truth inside of it. It's on you to chew up the meat and spit out the bone. So now, with that being said, whether you believe in religion or not, I don't fuck with religion, but I do study bloodlines. So, and I know that religion was created off of us and the shit that we did. Now, with that being, are the Shamites. We are the children of the sun, or the children of the soul. You know what I'm saying? More Israelite, Sephardic, Jew, Indian, indigenous, whatever modern terminology that you feel comfortable using, use that shit. Because at the genes and at the phenotype and at the eyes and at the ancestors, we are the same people. So that's why I don't get bothered. I know what people mean now, though. When people say the Moorish Empire, they talking about India's superior empire. And when we talking about Negroes had billions and all this type of stuff, then we still talking about the same place. We talking about the same time zone. I did that live on communication yesterday for a reason. Because Moors and Indians are beefing when y'all saying the same thing. It's a communication problem. The only Moors that I have a problem with is those who keep trying to put us in Africa. Because that ain't true. If anything, you should put us in India. And I most definitely mean Hindustan as well. From Hindustan all the way to the Americas, West Indies included, that shit was ours. That shit was ours. Alright? That shit was ours. Alright? Peep game. Peep game. That's the only Moors I got a problem with who try to put us in Africa. The only Israelites I got a problem with is the ones who keep trying to put us in Africa when everything points here. Here in Asia. We're Asiatic. Here in Asia. We're Asiatic. Not African addict. We are Asian addict. Asiatic. Here in Asia. Here in Asia. Here in Asia. Alright? We're not African addict. We are Asiatic. Alright? So now think here in Asia, connect those two together. Don't connect this in Africa. That shit came later on in time. Connect this in Asia together. Bring up Lemuria, bring up Atlantis, because neither one of those had sunk. The water levels just rose. So they still there. Put on some goggles and go scuba diving. They still there. So you gotta still connect that shit. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Natural, who brought it up to everybody that all that blue shit that you be seeing on that globe is really land. Because it's facts. A lot of us ain't never traveled outside of this colony of America. And for those who have traveled, they agree to this shit. Man, I flew on a plane all the time, bro. It's a straight line, nigga. It's a straight line, nigga. No curvature, nigga. Straight line. They confirmed this shit. Folks in the military, yeah, bro. The shit I seen overseas, bro. Y'all niggas is right. You know what I'm saying? My dad told me he went to Vietnam and the Vietnamese look like us with fucking afros and shit. Come on, bro. What? Pay attention. India superior. Everything got flipped in the 1900s. This shit is fairly new. Hindu became India in 1947. So your great-great-grandmama and your great-grandma, when they was growing up, this was still called India superior. Amaruk is inside India superior. Amaruk will be the country inside India superior as a whole. You know what I'm saying? And during your great-grandmama times in the 1800s and shit like that, this was still India superior. Until 1947, when that became India. In 1948, and that place became Israel. And you know, in 1890s, and that place became Nigeria. You starting to catch on to the shit that they talking about. You see what they doing, right? All right. So now, with that being established, your grandmama, when your grandmama say that she's an Indian, listen to what she's saying. They know we're Asiatic. That's why we got almond eyes and high cheekbones and shit. We're Genghis Khan and them. Why you, bro, look, is this shit deeper? If you really knew about the Mongolian spots, see, when we was talking about, when I hear people talk about the Genghis Khan, when people like the blue spots and the green spots, the Mongolian spots and the Genghis Khan, I start thinking about something. That shit hit quick. People saying it wrong. The Mongolian spots are blue. Genghis Khan spots are green. We're saying it backwards. They're blue because they're Mongolian. We're green because we're copper colored. And when we put on fake jewelry or copper jewelry that's made of copper, the green comes out. It never left. We still have those green spots. It never goes nowhere. Go put on a copper bracelet. Go put on copper rings. Go put on a copper. You still green. You still gonna be green. All right? So that's Genghis Khan right there. Khan. India superior. Now you know who was chasing the Mongolians. Now you know why the Mongolians don't like you. Now it feels like we feel like we've been beefing with these niggas because you have. You have. They remember you don't because they conquered you in the end. Because they done clicked up with the Anglo-Saxons and the Germans and shit. Everybody know this. Except for you. The puzzle piece is starting to hit now. It's starting to hit. It's starting to hit. Right? Yeah. Peak game, man. We're going to keep going deeper. I got some documents for you, though, to fill in the holes if you might got them. But your grandmama most definitely know that she's Asiatic. And the only reason why our ancestors cling on to the Christianity faith so hard, because the Christianity faith is made with our beliefs in it. So it's all emotional based. That's the only thing that's holding them to Christianity is emotions. It's all emotional based because of who we are and the history and everything like that. Your ancestors know, your grandmama know you Asiatic and Indian and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? They know this. Man, look, I'm telling you, I'm trying to record these phone calls with my grandmama, man. I'm trying to get her to crack that shell and talk deeper, you know what I'm saying? She will, but man, she's confirming everything that I'm saying. Grandmama, we the chosen people of the Bible. I'm glad you're listening, baby. Yes, we are. Okay, let's keep going. And we Indians? Yes, we're Indians. Okay, hold on. World fairs and shit? Yeah, your great grandmama used to go to them when she was a little girl. Okay. Shit started hitting. Shit started hitting though. Shit started hitting though. I'm not pushing no more information. So don't get it twisted. I'm pushing India superior information, and I'm pushing Indian information, Indian business. Moors just fit inside of it because we the same people. That's it. We all Asiatic. We all children of the sun. We all come from Shem. We one and the same. So now just gonna read this real quick though. Real quick. I'll tell you this book in the end. So now, just real quick highlighted parts though. Or we could read the whole thing. It don't make me no difference. So Sarah de Leon Acustos and other writers of Peruvian customs and manners inform us that the fringes in the tassel, because the tassel is a form of a fringe if you look at it, Shemite. Now, the tassel in the fringe, right? It's a royal headdress of the Yaku that were made in fine crimson wool. Hold on. Fine crimson wool. Fringe and tassel. Royal headdress. Oh, I ain't done because the feather fit in there too. And it was a sacred girdle of real feathers, which identified him with the gods. You know why they want you to remove the headdress? You want to know why they made it illegal for you to wear your feathers? Anything and everything that connect you to the source, they removed it. They stripped you of your godhood, your priesthood. They stripped you of your druidhood. They stripped you of your shamanhood. They stripped you of your royal bloodline. Come on, man. Peak game. They stripped you of everything that lets you know who you are. What's happening, Dave? When they killed the Indian and left the man, they did. But one thing they forgot about our people is that we created esoteric and alchemy. So even if you killed the Indian, we know how to transmutate energy and rise the Indian right back like Lazarus. You heard me, off some alchemy and energy shit. So we just bringing the Indian back to life. It's time to rise back up out the grave, man. You've been asleep for too long. You've been asleep for too long. A 30-year nap. That's a long ass sleep, right? 30-year nap. That's how it was. You went to sleep in 1970s. You went to sleep in 1970. Listen to what I'm telling you. You went to sleep in 1970. 70, 80, 90, 2000s, the 10s, and now shit, that was a 50-year, that's a 50-year nap. Niggas will sleep for 50 years. We waking up though. Look at all the magazines our people used to have. Copper. And then have us on the front. The standard of beauty, right? This is why they tried to, combat our media and stuff like that. Blacks aren't Native Americans. We know that. Ain't nobody ever said that we was Native Americans. You niggas don't listen. The only people disrespecting your ancestors is you. Indians aren't Native, and you guys know that. It's funny how y'all say that y'all not Indians until melanated people claim we're Indians. Now all of a sudden y'all niggas is Indians. No, y'all niggas ain't Indians. Stay right there on that field. Native American. You a Native American. Stay right there. You are not an Indian. You are not from India Superior. You not Asiatic. Well, you kind of Asiatic because you are a Mongolian. And Genghis Khan did chase y'all over here, so I see why y'all don't like us. I get it. Traditional enemies. You just be proving. Y'all just be proving us right. If y'all just leave us the fuck alone and just let us continue teaching. Don't nobody even pay attention to y'all, but the loudest ones in the room always get caught. And y'all niggas is super loud. Come on, bro. Man, my grandmama always told me, bro, the truth gonna always make people mad. The truth gonna always make people mad. My grandmama always told me that, and y'all be proving our grandmama's right. Why y'all be trying to say they lying? Anyway, let's keep going though. We had our own magazine covers, bro. Back then. Showed the status of you. Copper magazine with a copper skin on there. All right. That man said puff puff pass. Ever notice how the so-called Native Americans that are pissed off about the Indian mascot don't even resemble them? I'm gonna say that again. Ever notice how the so-called Native Americans that are pissed off about the Indian mascot don't even resemble them in the first place? Come on, man. They don't even resemble them in the first place. How are you mad? The owner's being forced to sell the team. One reason is the mascot. See? He said, turn to the side. I resemble them. We all do. Them genes is strong. And we talking about India Superior. We ain't talking about Alaska. We talking about India Superior. We ain't talking about Siberia. Pay attention to what I'm saying and how I'm saying it. We talking about India Superior. We ain't talking about Siberia or Alaska. Because if you notice, we used to own that shit too. Pay attention to the Holocaust in Germany. Germany's melanated Holocaust of 1890 to 1945. All right? Pay attention to Arab slave trade. Pay attention to the Dutch East Indies slave trade. Pay attention to the Dutch West Indies slave trade. Listen to the names that I'm saying. See, they told you transatlantic slave trade. No. Listen. Dutch East Indies Indian Company. Dutch West Indies and Indies Company. The British East Indies Indian Company. The British West Indies and Indian Company. The African Royal Company. All of those companies had a hand in the slave trade, and they were selling Indians. India Superior. See, this shit happened on a large scale. This shit didn't happen in America only. This shit happened on a large scale because of the franchise. They disenfranchised us because we franchised India Superior. Asiatic. We were a franchise. All right? Break it down, run it down, do your research. Because when I'm about to break it down, if you don't understand, you ain't gonna get it. You just gonna be in the comments talking about some hateful shit. You know what I'm saying? So before we get into it, subscribe to the YouTube, Signs Up for the Conscious Mind. Hit the Anchor Podcast, Signs Up for the Conscious Mind. You know what I'm saying? Thanks for all the gifts and the likes. Let's get into it. Now, let's get into it, man. Let's get into it. Them Anglo-Saxons was busy. Listen, okay? So, all of these companies that I just said, they are owned by Ashkenazis. All right? They're owned by them. Rothschild, Rockefeller, J.P. Morgan, all the Ashkenazis. Okay, listen. All right, listen. They are owned by all of them. They're Anglo-Saxons, wild men. You feel me? Listen. All right. They're run by all of them. All right? People that look like you, but not you, you know. They are African royal family, Afrikaners. Listen, okay? Now, they started on one side of India Superior, and they start ethnic cleansing, all right? They start wiping out. They start colonizing. They start whiting out population, which is called ethnic cleansing, which is a form of eugenics, also selective breeding in the breeding farms that was going on around the world. Listen, all right? So while they was overthrowing and whiting out and changing history, they started on this side and they was going that way instead of going this way and hitting America first, all right? So they going. They hit Egypt. They hit the British Isles. They hit the Isle of Wight. You know, they hit France. They hit all these areas, all right? They hit all these areas. Now, by the time they get to us, they start thinking, hold on, these niggas over here kind of resemble the people that we got to send an informant over there. They sent a little informant. Y'all know the informant. They sent an informant over there. They like, yeah, these pretty much the same people. They speak the same language. They do the same customs. Woody woo woo. India Superior. All right. Boom. They start enslaving more Indians for the land of spices and milk and honey. Asiatic. All right. After they start enslaving you or whatever, for the most of us, the other of us, we got away, we fought back, all the Indian wars, voodoo. These people start taking your customs, taking your traditions, taking your identity, because your identity wasn't just in America. We are Shamites. We are Asiatic. Our phenotype, our customs, our language, our tradition is worldwide. It's people that speak your language in your face and you don't even know that they're speaking your language. It's a whole bunch of Anglo-Saxons speaking your language in your face and you don't even know it. You don't even know it. A lot of y'all wouldn't even believe some of us if we told you what your language really was, because they demonized your shit so bad. They demonized who you was so bad. And they started when you was young and going to church. And they told you a story about a snake. The snake tempted Eve, and the snake is the devil, and the serpent. And so they started young with the indoctrination of who you are in your history. Because when you know about India Superior, you know about the Olmecs, you know about the Mayans, you know about the Incas, you know about the Chaldeans, you know what I'm saying? You know about the Hindus, Buddha, you know about all the serpent customs, all the pyramids, all the hieroglyphs, Arabic, Aramaic, Chaldean, Paleo-Hebrew, real Hebrew. Now that Yiddish bullshit that these people is fooling people with. I'm talking about that real Hebrew language. All right? The Maya-Nagas language. All of this shit. Habibi and them be speaking Arabic in your face and folks ain't even a real people. You understand why you so drawn to spirituality, and gems and incense and crystals and Palo Santo and sage and dragon and herbs and all this type of stuff, healing and shamans and woo woo. You get it? They told you to look in Africa when your history the whole time is right there in Hindustan, and them people is doing it. Oh, that's deep, right? Ooh. You know why you so drawn to twin flames and spirituality and astrology and reincarnation and anything that's dealing with spirit and soul? You a Shamite. You a child of the soul, which is the sun. Serpents sunbathe, they sun-bathe, they have an open pineal gland, their scales, their skin, their green, the black, the brown, all of that is melanin on a serpent. That's you. Serpents love vibration and frequencies and all of these things. That's you. Come on, man. Gotta put two and two together, dog. I'm leaving holes in my story because I'm leading you to the water, but you gotta drink to get the other holes, man. Like, we can't give you the whole everything, bro. Because the reason why a lot of us can't give you the whole knowledge is because, like, we got to get our people into reading again. We got to get our people back into literature, some shit that we started in the first place. We got to get our people back into psychology, philosophy, astronomy. We got to get our people back in archaeology. We got to get our people back in biology and chemists and chemistry and all this type of shit, bro. Stop sending your kids to be basketball players and fucking rappers and models all day, man. It's other shit out here in the world that is beneficial for the community. The reason why all our artifacts and shit keep getting stolen and history keep getting rewritten is because we ain't got no archaeologists, we ain't got no biologists, we ain't got no chemists, we ain't got nobody to protect none of this shit or speak out when we see some fuck shit going on. It's all them that's controlling the narrative. We used to, but we don't no more. Okay? Come on, man. Peak game. Peak game. Peak game, bro. Real shit. We gotta get our people back into the shit that we know. We are highly intelligent people. We gotta stop playing dumb. We gotta stop playing dumb. We are highly intelligent people. That is called co-intel. It's called counter-intelligence program. You only counter already intelligent people. You don't counter intelligent slow people. You counter the intelligence of people that's already intelligent. Our people are born intelligent. Man, our kids smart than a mug. And it's already documented scientific that our kids learn faster, they start walking faster, they catch on faster, they catch rhythms, they see frequencies and all this other stuff. It's a video of a 2-year-old girl rapping and shit right now. Our people do all this type of shit. We muscular when we come out and all this shit. That's documented. That ain't no racist fact. And it's crazy how that when you start talking about the shit that make you great, other people outside of your race start calling you racist for you acknowledging your greatness. What in the Twilight Zone hell? What in the Twilight Zone hell? For you acknowledging your greatness, now you gotta be racist. Goddamn, why I gotta be all that? That's like y'all coming on here talking about, we the best in snowboarding and X Games. Hell yeah, nigga, we give y'all that shit, nigga, Tony Hawk. You feel me? We ain't coming out here, you guys are racist, cause you talking about, nigga, we know y'all this shit in the winter Olympics and winter sports and shit. Y'all got that, nigga. We be watching y'all like, goddamn, these niggas is raw. But look at this shit. We be watching y'all like, hey, this nigga cold at above, you feel me? But when we start talking about the spring and summer sports and the shit that we good at, all of a sudden we racist and shit. Like, the fuck? And then people demonize us so much to the fact that they use reverse psychology. And they be promoting bullshit and say we promoting propaganda. You know, I scrolled past, I sat inside a Native American live one time, and these folks sat here to fix their lips and say, our people did not create hip hop. Hip hop is for everybody, now one group is responsible for creating it. And I'm sitting here like, the fuck is y'all smoking? Because the whole world know that we created that shit. Anytime somebody start trying to be a rapper, the first image they get is us. They get the grill, they get the tats, they get the locks. The women, they get the makeup, they get the eyelashes, they get the hair, they get the rhythm, they get the rap, they get the beat, they get the voice, they get everything. And sit here and look at us and be like, this shit ain't come from y'all looking like us. The fuck? Come on, bro. Come on, man. And you know what's crazy? I was born 1990. I remember this crown. This Indian red crown, I remember this crown. And I remember when they took it out. It happened in our generation. I remember this shit. I used to color all the time with that motherfucker. And that chestnut. What you mean? I had that big crown, that 64 motherfucker with the sharpener in front of that bitch. You know what I'm saying? I remember this. You ain't about to play with me. That bitch don't say Native American red. That motherfucker say Indian red. This shit starting to get real suspicious. Steal the identity and erase everything about it and then change the narrative of Indian ever being in existence. Martin Luther King marched for Indian civil rights. So we can't say Indian because it offends you, so we can't even talk about this. Smoking dope. Some of that good shit. What are you talking about? Y'all the 2%. Ain't nobody worried about y'all. That's why everybody looking at us. Everybody coming to our pages getting the information. We telling people to do their census records. That's why everybody fuck with us. Cause we ain't gatekeeping shit. We tell it, man, do your census records and find out where you come from. Most of y'all come from Mississippi in the South. Your ancestors was farmers, and your grandmama gonna call you an Indian because Hindustan wasn't called India until 1947. My grandmama was born in 1943. Her grandmama was born in 1870, something like that. Even in the 1800s, this was still called India. That's why your grandmama still say that we Indians. Because it is what it is. They just now changed this shit. And the reason why a lot of people don't understand it, here's another reason why. A lot of the trolls that be coming to our pages, a lot of these folks is young. That's another thing. That's another thing. A lot of these trolls be young. These folks don't even be over 30 for real. A lot of them be young as hell. So if you already younger than me, I already know you brainwashed. I know about the MK Ultra they do on y'all. I know about the food they feed y'all. I know about the frequencies and the dumb down shit they do to y'all. That's why I salute those who's younger than me that come in the live, take the information, and go do it. And when they get the results, they come back to the live and like, bro, you was right, nigga. You was right, bro. Ain't that one slave in my census record. All my people own their farms. Yeah, we had 100 million acres of land. We supplied 3/4 of the world's resources: oil, gold, silver, diamonds. What do you mean? Music. We supplied 3/4 of the world's resources. This is why we had billions in the United States, bro. What are you talking about? Yeah. Our ancestors did that in the South. When they told you it was segregated and it was racist and all of this other shit, painting that fearful narrative. This shit ain't only get racist until the early 1900s. Anything before that, bro, look, trust me, you was running shit. You a big chief, big general, big Indian. Real shit. It's in your census records. This is why people don't want you to do your census record. This is why they trying to discredit your census records. That man, that shit and what your mama telling you and your grandmama telling you is facts. And then go pick up these books. Come to my profile. Go to Rashad's profile. Go to David profile. Go to Naturalism Yahweh profile. Go to Evergreen. Go to all these people and watch all our videos and look at all them censuses and listen to your grandmama talk. And really sit here and look at me and say, your grandmama a liar. And everything your ancestors worked for to get is bullshit. And they came over here on a slave boat and they were slaves and they ain't have shit. If you can do all that research and still look me in the face and say that you an African slave, bro, I'll let you have whatever the fuck you want to smoke on after that, bro. Like, I'll let you be. But I haven't had that one person come back and tell me that yet. And for those who have found Africans inside their family tree, it was only like one or two. It was like one or two. Again, we never said that Africans didn't come here. We said that many come here. So your chances of finding an African in your census record is like you hitting the lottery. It's what we said. And I know two people who found two Africans in their family tree out of thousands of us who haven't. Didn't I just say your chances like hitting the lottery? Boom. See, this is what happens when you deal with people who does real research, who knows what they talking about. We can split this shit fluent to you. You can do your own research. This is how comfortable we are. We tell you to do your own research. We tell you where to go, your census record, your family, and all that shit. This is why you got to be an individual and do your individual research on your family. The group shit come in when you come back. I'm like, damn, man, I found out I had Choctaw and Seminole and Fox tribe and Nachas in my family. Welcome home, my brother. Welcome home to the tribe, nigga. Because we are those disenfranchised children that they suppressing, oppressing, hiding, subjugating, and enslavement, because that's all the definitions of disenfranchised. Ooh, and you got disenfranchised in 1900 exactly. That's when your slavery began. Ooh, that's what the census records will tell you. That's when you started being taxed. Taxation is slavery. This is why they overtax you. This is why you pay higher taxes on your rent, on your cars, on your houses. This is why they redline you. And even inside the red line areas, they still won't give you a loan for a house that's inside the red line area. You still got to jump through loops for that. You feel me? But folks don't understand this because they not us. And that shit didn't happen to them. So we speaking a foreign language to them. But only a person with a soul will understand and comprehend and have an open mind to the information that we preaching. This is why we reach a lot of people outside of our race or ethnic or nation or tribe or whatever you want to say. That's why we still reach other people. Man, we reach people in South Africa. We done reach people in South America. We done reach people in the islands. We done reach people in UK. We done reach people in Asia. We reaching people. What do you mean? I check my analytics daily. You know what I'm saying? Folks is watching us around the world. This is why they want to shut this shit down. But they can't. And they won't. Because this information is out there now. This whole social media propaganda, social engineering platform then backfired on them. It's always going to backfire on them. It's always going to backfire on them because you broke the universal law. You committed a universal crime. All has to be revealed now. This is why it's the age of the awakening. All has to be revealed now. You broke something. You broke a treaty, a universal contract you weren't supposed to do. You fucked up. And now you got to reap the karma. This is why, if you pay attention to the birth rates and who's going extinct, come on, who's going extinct, y'all? Who going extinct? It ain't us. Who going extinct? They say the Anglo-Saxons and the Chinese is going extinct. Don't you find that ironic that the Anglo-Saxon and the Chinese is going extinct? You don't find that suspicious? The main people who did this shit to you going extinct. They say by 2030, if they don't do something quick, both of them already below that zero. They can't do nothing to come back. That's why they coming up with clones. That's why they doing consciousness transfer. That's why they trying to do transhumanism. That's why they trying to do everything. Holographic universe within a holographic universe. You upload yourself to computer softwares. They trying to do everything to hold on. They trying to hold on. No, we ain't ready to go. Y'all been prolonging this shit too long. Y'all actually was supposed to bend the fuck on. But y'all so good at prolonging shit, you can't even prolong no more. A procrastinator can only procrastinate for so long. Until you gotta get the fuck on. You know what I'm saying? Ooh. Look, man. Call it what you want. But it's already written. It's already written, man. It's already written. So who are you? Who are you? We go by many names. I love it. I done caught on. Who are we? We go by many names, just like our Creator. Our Creator go by many names. Some call him Yahshua or Yahweh. Some call him Allah. Some call him Buddha. Some call him Christos. Some call him, hey, our Creator got many names. Just like his people. We got many names, many classifications. People just can't figure us out, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Some people call us Indians. Some people call us Moors. Some people call us Sephardic Jews. You know what I'm saying? We go by many names. Some people want to be disrespectful, call us Africans. I mean, we was over there. We did bring corn over there, so we was over there. You know, we still on the hieroglyphics and shit, you know? Yeah. Some of them are us. Take it. You know what I'm saying? Take it. Cool. Whatever you want to say. But at the end of the day, the culture and the tradition stay the same. So let's go ahead and read one time again and refresh everybody's mind because repetition is the father of learning. All right. Let's zoom in. Actually, I'm going to show these pictures for real first. No, because some people got to see it to believe it, you know, and I like to create visuals for folks. So, you know, we just going to slide through and I catch up in the comments because I really haven't been seeing y'all comments. I'm my bad, y'all. Excuse me. Notice how they now call vitamin D, vitamin D3, reverse the 3D. Hey, that's deep. Powerful Live, I appreciate that, Johnson. But we been traveling, we been nomads, yeah. We also go by the nomadic tribe in certain people history. Catch up in the comments real quick, y'all. I'm dead. Y'all silly as hell. Nigga said, bro said copper is red. Oh, shit. Y'all out here sniping. Sniper gang. You feel me? He said, look at our ancestors. Most definitely. Look at them. They right there. Okay. They said, stop playing with me, right? Again, don't come in here talking about no commercial DNA testing, right? Right. Yeah. Look at the ancestors, man. Look at them. Again. Feathers, turban, head wrap. This is all us. You might catch them with the turban, with the feathers. This is all us. It's all sacred. You know what I'm saying? It's all us. This is why people can't grasp that we all the same. That these specific people can't grasp that these specific people are all the same people. You know what I'm saying? Because we look, we dress different everywhere we went. But if people paid attention, you would still see the symbols that we are still the same people, because we always kept the fringes. We always kept the fringes. We always kept the fringes. We also kept the fringes. We always kept the tassel. We always kept the tassel. We always kept the tassel. And we always kept the tassel. And we kept on keeping the tassel. Y'all know when I grew up in Georgia, I don't know if other 90s babies or younger folks did this as kids. You know, innately, growing up in Georgia as a kid, during the summertime, we'll get t-shirts, right? And we'll cut them like this. We'll cut them up like that. Yeah, we'll cut them up like this. And inside the shorts and shit, we'll cut them just like that. You know what I'm saying? We'll tie it up and shit like that. Just innately, we'll do this shit. Not knowing we creating fringes. The women did it with the belly shirt. Yeah, my sister had one. Not knowing that this shit coming back to us. Fringes, right? Innately. Not even knowing what we doing. Just time. And we out there. Everybody, why y'all do that, man? I don't know. It should just feel cooler when we do it. We don't even know why we just did the shit. We just did it. Ooh, man, that spirit is so deep, man. They can't wash that. They can't wash that shit up out of you, and they mad about it. They mad about it. They mad. They cannot wash it out of you. He said we did it in the 70s and 80s. See? Look at that. What's happening, Dave? Shred them and tie them. Yup, I love friends. He said still do. I still do too. I got a few shirts in here like that. He said everybody said still do it. Yup, fat. See, Come on, man. This ain't no coincidence. And I ain't never met none of y'all a day in my life. And y'all all over the world. Scattered tribes, right? That's what they call us. And we all just have the same upbringing by coincidence? Hell no. We them people. We them disenfranchised people, them people being mad. And the only people that's getting mad is the people that stole your inheritance. But what happened with them people is them people, hey, you wanna know what's fucked up? You know, man, it's gonna sound real fucked up saying this, but okay, imagine this. Imagine somebody stealing your inheritance and your identity, right? But they get hooked on drugs. And the only way that they can, you know how folks get hooked on drugs, and folks just be selling anything for a fix. That's when that story come in that they sold this for trinkets. Ooh, that wasn't us that was selling shit for trinkets. That was those who already stole the identity that was selling shit for trinkets, because they needed that fix, man. So they took it from us, got strung out on the government shit, sold it back, sold it to the feds. You feel me? Now the feds controlling a lot of shit, but they don't control everything because a lot of these lands is still in our names. We still have land patents. This is why it's important for those to do them census records and find it. I'm telling y'all this for a reason. I can't, because my family was, some shit happened with that, but but y'all can do that shit. You feel me? Y'all still got that shit. Okay? Facts. And people been finding it still to this day. So do your census records, man. That's how that shit went. They took it from us. They got strung at. Sold that bitch to the government, the feds. And then you gotta also realize that the Native American Party and the Federalist Party was damn near the same party, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? They was damn near the same party, pretty much. This is why the Native Americans today, they love the feds of today. Mm. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. Pay attention to history. It's the reason why these people still cool like that. How you cool? You know what I'm saying? And it's just logic thinking, man. Just logic thinking. How you cool with the people that genocide your people? That don't even make sense. Pay attention to who has the real grudge. You know what I'm saying? Pay attention to who has the real grudge and the real, just about, you know what I'm saying? Think about it. Us, we don't fuck with the feds at all, bro. We don't trust them. We don't fuck with we don't fuck with them at all. Nope. We don't even like them. You feel me? We keep it real. No, we don't want no dealings with them. But then you got these people over here who say that they these people. But y'all cool with the people that genocide and slaughtered millions of your people? All because y'all signed a piece of paper? Hell nah, bro. That shit up. It's up and it's stuck by that period. Now pay attention to who's still saying it's up and it's stuck. Nigga, that's us. We still telling our people, man, ain't shit changed. That shit's still on. This shit psychological now. This shit always been psychological, but that shit real psychological right now because we the ones that's waking up. We starting to pay attention. We starting to put dots together. We starting to use our logic. We starting to use our motherfucking God-gifted brain. That's the whole reason why he put it in your head in the first place. We started to use that muscle in our head. Hold on, wait a minute, man. So a person can sit up here and look me in my face and tell me I don't look like these people at all. You feel me? Mustache and all. Because you know that we don't really grow nothing like this. I mean, there are tribes who can Rick Ross it, but they are very few. You know what I'm saying? For the most of us, nigga, we got baby faces. You know what I'm saying? We got baby faces. We look young as shit. We look young forever. We got baby faces. We'll be 90 years old and people think we 70 and shit. Like we age different. Man, like, come on. For real. Quit playing with us, man. Quit playing with my people. Quit playing with our history. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy because everybody everybody that come on here and keep saying Africans are native, I send them an invite, but they just don't come up. You got a lot to say in the comments, but you just won't come up and prove me wrong. You like the guy behind you. Y'all silly as hell. Appreciate that though. Alright. But this, like how he got his mustache and shit, this how my daddy and them used to wear his shit. Like those that grew up in the 50s, born in the 50s and like 60s and shit like that. A lot of them used to just have the mustache and just keep that shave, clean the fuck out, and just keep that. That's how my daddy used to wear his shit. You feel me? Then my granddaddy and them, they just used to fully shave their whole face. And then, of course, you got some tribes like the brother over here who can do all that. That's why we still be getting this little peach fuzz shit right here for those of us like that. And then you got the sisters and all that. I'm making a collage for the sisters because I've been showing the brothers and shit for a few days. So trust me, I got one for y'all sisters. I got some Maya-Nagas, serpent sisters as well. I'm working on, trust me, because y'all there. Look, they hid y'all for history. We the serpent tribe. So think about a female serpent and the amazing things that she can do. And you'll understand why they hid y'all, the female Nagas. You feel me? You'll find out why they hid the female Nagas. This shit get deep. Esoteric shit real, man. This shit real. Our people was masters of this. There was a Seminole chief. His name was Ebro. There was a Seminole chief called Ebro. Okay, if you don't believe me, you can hop off the live, go look it up. His name was Ebro, a Seminole chief. These people are named Ibram and Muhammad and Yakut, as in Yakub, and Khan, Khan. All right. So I told you, look, I'm telling you, the people who hate you, they know you for a long time ago. The Mongolians, they know you. Genghis Khan, all right? Genghis Khan was one of us. Trust me. Khan, that name, Amaru Khan, Samiri Khans, Genghis Khan, Khan, serpent worship, woo, all that, bro. All that shit is tied in. It's all connected. These people know you. Traditional enemies, like Opium said, enemies by blood. There's a lot of them like that. So, man, big game, bro. Genghis Khan knew what these people was trying to do. Just like dude with the funny mustache knew what these people was trying to do. And everybody else in history that know what these people be trying to do. And they demonize them. And then they get the world on their side of the demonization. So now it's justified for the execution. Who the fuck that sound like? That sound like us, right? That sound exactly like us because they know who they're going after. They only go after specific prime ministers and specific people. Pay attention. Biden and all this administration, this is an Anglo-Saxon administration. They call it an Anglo-Saxon world. Go look it up. It's called an Anglo-Saxon world. And the main people are Australia, the United States, and I think it's like France, and one more, like one or two more. I know Britain is in there, and I can't think of it from the top of my head, but it's called an Anglosphere or the Anglo world, and it's gonna break it down to you. That's why I tell y'all, look up things that have an Anglo in the front of his name and pay attention to it. Look up an Anglo-Mexican. Look up an Anglo-American. Look up an Anglo-Indian. Look up an Anglo-French. Look up an Anglo anything. And it's gonna point you. This is why on the census records they say white Hispanic or non-white Hispanic. I'll pull it up. I swear to God, I'll pull it up. That motherfucker say white Hispanic or non-white Hispanic. Translation, Anglo or non-Anglo. Translation, are you an Anglo-Mexican or Anglo-Hispanic or Anglo-Latina, or you indigenous, like you're mixed with indigenous roots with non-Anglo, which means you will look like me if you don't have Anglo inside of you in today's world. Listen, non-white Hispanic, they will look like they will be brown. There will be some form shades of brown. The Anglo-Hispanic or white Hispanic, those are the racist ones that be like, white boy. Those are the ones that can come over here and claim white. You feel me? Those are the ones that be dropping the clown shit inside the comments because they know it's true. You feel me? They know this shit true. Come on, man. You know, they are them. They are them. They telling themselves all the time, man. Just pay attention to them. What's happening, D? The boy said, do you identify with white? He said, y'all see what's going on in France right now? Now what's going on in France? Yup. St. Patrick chased the snakes out of Ireland. Yup, most definitely. Right, oh. They tearing it up. What? They riding? What's going on in France? You know the shit deep when the France is riding. Them boys is peaceful. They Louis wine. No, Madame Major. They all peaceful. Them folks like Sacre Bleu. Them boys had enough. Sacre Bleu. Overthrow their government. Oh man. You know shit serious. You know shit serious. France tearing it up. Hey, y'all better pay attention. Y'all better pay attention. What's going on around the world? You got to get your mind up out of America, man. If you can't leave America on vacation, man, at least start researching shit outside of America and history books and historians and put this shit together, because I'm telling you, our puzzle piece is not just in America that we think. That shit's in Hindustan or modern day India, as people want to call it. A lot of our shit is out there. A lot of our shit is in Spain. A lot of the information is in Germany. A lot of the information is in Russian books. A lot of the information is in Mexican books. A lot of the information is in the Library of Congress books. Now, if this was a lie, why is all these people talking and saying the same damn thing with the same facts, and they keeping it hidden all in the same as much as they can as possible, but they can't keep too much hidden because of the Freedom of Information Act. Ooh. Right? Italy, Poland, yeah, all over the world. These people know who we are. These people know who we are, man. That's why me and a lot of other people tell you that it's pointless even trying to debate or argue with some of these people out here, because some of these people know that you're telling the truth. They are paid to lie to you. Why would you argue with somebody that's paid to lie to you? They know you telling the truth. A lot of our people sit up here to try to get these people to say, here's what's going on. And I see it. Here's what's going on with a lot of our folks that invite a lot of these people on their panel. We tug and pull at the information so much for them because we want to hear them say, you guys are right. You are these people. We want folks to acknowledge that shit. These people are paid to lie to you. They already know that you are these people. So they would never acknowledge you. They would never acknowledge you. They will always find something to put you in Africa because of the way you look and who you are in your history. Right? Right. Yeah, pay attention. Notice the whole time I've been on live, I've been seeing the trolls come on here. I've been inviting them up, inviting them up, inviting them up. Ain't nobody come up here yet to talk or debunk me because they can't. Because as soon as one start talking that rah-rah shit, I slide them census records out real quick. With my ancestors' name blocked, of course. I slide them bitches out real quick with the pictures and explain this shit. You know what I'm saying? Explain this land pad. Explain this treaty, nigga. Explain this book that correlates the same shit my grandmama saying, and explain me how this shit was still called India Superior in the 1800s with the World Fair and the totalitarian building still up. Huh? Hindustan became India in 1947. So in the 1800s, when you had billions in the United States, you had billions in India Superior. And you was controlling 3/4 of the resources that was established amongst the nations in the world. In the 1800s, this shit was still called India Superior. Well, Christopher Columbus was lost. So you telling me that it took from 1492 to the 1900s, 1947 exactly, to all of a sudden be like, hey man, this man was lost. He thought he was in India, man. India's right here. Nigga, how you get lost trying to find your next door neighbor? Huh? It took them from 1492 to 1947. It took them that long to be like, oh man, Christopher Columbus was lost, man. He thought that he was in Hindustan. How you get lost trying to find your next door neighbor, bro? Huh? What? Come on. That's like me going to my next door neighbor trying to ask for sugar, but I need my GPS. Bro, get the fuck up out of here, bro. You folks is smoking. Put it down. You need to leave that dope alone. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying that, oh.
I'm dead. For real, bro. That's why it's like I just wanted to tap in on what you was talking about, because it's like at this point, well, for me, it's like when they do hop up in there and like they be in the lives or whatever in the box, I take it as like people who are in the chat or people who are just on their journey. It's like a learning experience for them to see what they have to go against and how we be just embarrassing them. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Facts. Man, it's, hey, bro. These folks really thought that we'll never figure this shit out. And the more we figure this shit out, the more interesting and deeper it get. Like I'm talking about like global wise. Like supplying 3/4 of the world's resources. I don't think people understand how deep that is. You know what I'm saying? Like shit. I don't think people know how deep that is, man. That's a lot.
We make the world go around.
That's a lot, bro. But Christopher Columbus was lost though. It took them from 1492 to 1947 to figure out that he was lost. My bad. Okay. These folks is man, look. But I do want to say a shout out that I got you because when you I think you had a video where you posted
I
like
had a
folks.
video. I had a picture of that dude right there, that one king. But I
Yeah,
had another one.
yeah. Yeah, like when you kind of start posting folks from like India over there, I was like, hold on, these folks look more like us than anybody that folks didn't even see. But
Hmm.
not only them, but a lot of people from the south and east part of Asia, the Pacific Islanders, like they look more like us than Africans. I'd be like, God damn, hold on. Like nigga, this nigga look like my daddy, bro. I pull up my daddy picture right now. Y'all gonna be like, God damn, like shit, like for real.
Me.
And like the other thing I wanted to touch on too, when you were saying that, and that's part of like the problem, I guess, with people collectively going on this journey is that you got people who are not really suited, or I guess we'll say have to say like really with the with the nonsense to a certain extent, because when they stumble upon this information, due to them not being or having like a warrior spirit like we got, they'll conform, or they won't really, like, you know what I mean, express the information because of how they are as a person.
Yeah, for real. Man, this shit deep, dog. Like, I ain't think like doing this journey, I ain't think it was gonna be like
Telling you, man.
over. I ain't think like overseas in Hindu. Like, I'm gonna be real, but that right there is like kind of the best lie, like, cause none of us would really be thinking like, nigga, check Hindu in India over there and shit. Like, really dive into it. Like, I really wasn't thinking like that. And then I start digging into the pictures and the people and documentaries and shit. I'm like, these people look like us. I'm talking about, it's a documentary about, of course they're gonna call them Afro Indians or Afro, you know how they do us, but we know how to dodge the hijack. But when you type that shit in, you be like, damn, and these is us, bro, like real shit. This is us right here. That shit mind blowing. So now, when you talk about the Olmecs, and the Olmecs were known as Indians, not Native Americans, but they're trying to claim them. They were known as Indians because they come from the Maya-Nagas tribe, the Naga worship. So the Mayas started here, out of America, the out of America fact, not the theory, but so the Maya came out of here, and they both went this way, and they populated the world. So the ones over here, they went over there, and they would end up, in Russia, Siberia, Germany, Asia, and all that type of stuff. That's them. This is how you get the Moors in Germany and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? AKA Indians in Germany and shit. So this is how you get that. And then these over here, they went east. So they populated, West Africa, of course, South Africa, you got Ireland with the Chaldeans, and you got the Iberian Peninsula with Eber and Salah and all of that type of stuff like that. And they just, so it's the out of America theory. And these right here who went towards Africa and stuff, they took the Indian corn. And this is how they started cultivating Africa with the corn. And you start finding all the foods and stuff that the Mayas and all of us would eat and stuff like that. Start ending up over there. Okay, boom. Now you come over here. My favorite subject ties this part in. When you talk about cannabis, they say our cannabis comes from Asia. I told y'all that cannabis indica came from the Moors. Hello. Who cultivated hemp? Who cultivated that was our cash crop. As much as I like cannabis, but it was most definitely our cash crop, and they banned it as well too. Why? Because we also had the fuel. Not only did we had 3/4 of the world's petroleum and oil, we also cars, if you pay attention, cars back then ran off of hemp. They ain't run off of gas shit. So they ran off of hemp fuel. Our clothes was made off of hemp. The Declaration of Independence was signed on hemp. Everything was made from hemp and everything like that. And that knowledge and that culture is cultivated from India Superior. Like the same way how people on the West Coast cultivate and they create these new things with the cannabis from vape pens and edibles and everything like that. That shit, India Superior folks in over there do the same shit. Hookahs and all that. And I'm like, damn. Now it starting to make sense why a lot of India people, they come to our neighborhoods and they set up shop and they sell us what we like because they know what we like. That shit crazy. They
Would
know we
y'all,
gonna buy
and just to touch on what you're talking about, you would all y'all like to see? Let me see real quick. Hold on 1 second. Okay, here we go. The 8 oldest religions in the world. So let's hold on 1 second. Let's do this real quick. So just to show y'all, if y'all didn't know, you guys are about to see the first religions ever created in human history. There would not be any other kind of extension of religions if these religions and ideologies were not first. But the basis of every single religion that you're about to see came from American Indian matriarch system. So you got Hinduism first, right?
it. Mhm.
And then you got Zoroaster system. People don't even mention this no more, but this is the second, right?
Yeah, I seen that somewhere in the books read.
You got Judah. You got this, right? Third place, whatever Judaism, right?
Uh, the Israelites.
And then you got Jainism. These are the first. You guys are seeing the first religions ever created in order. Confucianism, right?
Buddha.
Yep. And there go Buddhism.
Yep. Them two the same.
Confucianism.
Yep.
Yeah. And then you got Taoism.
Mm-hmm.
You got whatever this is. Can't even pronounce that. But that.
Shintaoism.
Is
Yeah.
that right?
Okay.
And you got, I think that's it. So those are the top eight. Can't beat those. You cannot beat those eight. If every other religion, every other ideology in this world comes
And,
from extension of those.
and then that last religion was like around eighth century, ninth century.
Let me go look. I'll do it
Yeah.
again this real quick. What was that? Was it Shinto? Yep, third century.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Eighth century. So now we know that in eighth century, Islam was created. So that's the next one. It's the ninth. Islam was created in the eighth century, like
Everything else is
around
after.
fourth.
Yep. Anything after
Yeah,
that,
around
you
fourth
fall
and
in.
eighth. Yep.
Oh yeah, I just wanted to say too. There's a tribe. I think it's in Cameroon, and they literally speak a Hindu language very fluently, and it's like one of their number one language that they speak.
Hmm.
And they say their origins come out of India, so it's kind of crazy what they doing speaking a Tamil language.
But this is my thing. How anybody, and like I keep telling people that are, certain people that are awake now, our perspectives are different. So if you've indulged yourself as an individual to, be a part of these ideologies or beliefs, and you don't even know the first six religions or five religions, you can't even tell me four religions that were created before your religion just out of respect because you dealt to go down that journey and you don't even know where your ideology religion comes from. Is what
Yeah.
is the point of dipping into anything if you're not going to know where your basis comes from?
They do it out of fear.
What do you think about the Orishas? The Orishas came from us. The Africans know what they know because it came from us. India Superior. India Superior, Lemuria, Atlantis, whatever term. All this shit's the same, man. Like they, bro, what they did with this language shit, it was miscommunication at its finest. Like folks get so hung up on the terminologies that they not really trying to focus on the history and connect the actual dots because man, like our people, like I said, we were called many names and they still call us many names, whether most of them bad, but everything about us because it's a mystery. They can't figure this shit out. Like, bro, like man, at the Egyptian, even the Egyptians say that their ancestors came from the far west. The far west, not West Africa, but the far west. Thoth. Thoth is an Egyptian goddess. Thoth is an Atlantean who came from Atlantis, who is antediluvian, which means that he would technically be an Indian from India Superior. So would Isis,
Right?
who is Queen Mu, who came from Lemuria. And if you a real Moor, you wouldn't spell your name like Moor. You'll spell it Mu''U''R because that's showing your lineage to Lemuria and Queen Mu, which is known as Isis today.
tell, tell them, Los. They don't even know, bro.
So
Disrespect to
that's
their
a
own religion.
way. So that's a way of you honoring your port, and that's how you was always supposed to spell it. Words and spells.
And
Keep it
that's
real.
the crazy part about it, and that's the trippy part. Then you expect you expect a certain respect or moderation or conversation with a person who does know where their port of life is, but then you want to have an opinion on history or have an opinion on a certain subject, but don't know your port of life. That don't make no sense. That's actually we're actually lowering ourselves to have a conversation with you.
Man. But yes, sneaky Moors, most definitely. Cause there was some bad ones. I told, look, man, we're gonna keep it real. I ain't gonna just put it on them because Asar, if you want to go into the books, one of the Shamite brothers named Asar is what they call him. Asar flipped on us too. So it ain't just Moors. It's those who claim Israel. I mean, we all the same. So just say this a Shamite. I don't really like to put more or nothing to it. I like to just say Shamite or Indian or whatever. It kind of just India superior. It just groups us all in as one instead of just breaking it down. But it was a Shamite brother who flipped on us. You know what I'm saying? That's the only way that all this shit can go down and be achievable because these people are the minority of the world because Benjamin Franklin said, and Benjamin Franklin is fairly recent as well, Benjamin like 17, 1800s and shit like that. Benjamin Franklin said that the Anglos are the minority of the world. They are in small number. But all of Europe is swarthy. Of course, all of Europe is swarthy and shit like that. So that lets us know that one of these folk did what they did because notice he said Anglo. Anglo-Saxons is a combination of three tribes. The Jutes, the Saxons, and the Anglos. The Anglos is the only pure white race on the face of this earth. All right, it ain't even that many of them, but they created a lot of mulatto, white passing children, biracial, all that shit. They created a lot of them because the Saxons and the Jutes were melanated people and melanated tribes, and one of those tribes was one of our brothers. You know what I'm saying? We know about the Moors and how they got down over there. We're gonna leave them to their business. We're gonna leave them to their business, but that's how that happened. So by all of them mixing together, they created another hybrid race which is, a lot of races that you see today. When you see a bunch of these pale Asians, pale anything. It's the Anglo trait that's in them because they're the only pure white race on the face of this earth, like skin wise, pale race. So when you see these pale countries, a lot of these are Anglo nations, like Anglo Asian, Anglo Japanese. It's real some shit called that too, Anglo Japanese, Anglo Asian. I probably hop off the live and type in Anglo Asian or Anglo Japanese or Anglo Chinese. Them are gonna pull up Jet Li on your ass. I swear to you, gonna pull up Jet Li on your ass. And Jackie Chan and shit. You gonna be like, God damn, I thought these niggas was regular Chinese. You ain't never look, y'all. You ain't never seen an Aboriginal Asian person. You have. I mean, you looking at one of them, but you seen one, but you haven't seen one. You haven't even seen an Aboriginal African for real. Like nothing is what it seems. These folks play a whole ass illusion on the world. This shit's global. Imagine what happened in America and just make it global, and then the shit'll start making sense. I'm telling you, just take this and blow it up, and you'll start making sense why there's a caste system every the fuck where, and everybody that look like us is pushed to the outskirts of every fucking country and oppressed and subjugated and disenfranchised. Listen, so you have allies in South Asia and jungles and shit, but they disconnected us from nature. We're scared of the jungles and shit now. And we used to be one with nature. We used to walk with the anacondas. We used to vibe with the trees, the monkeys, the bears. And we used to be cool. We used to be one with nature. They stripped down our so-called jungles and trees and rainforests and shit like that and made us to the point where shit, niggas are scared of roaches and shit. Niggas run from mosquitoes and shit like that. And we talking about allies? How we gonna go down there and talk to our people and we scared the little shit that's over here? I tell people down south, man, roaches fly. Niggas like, God damn, what the fuck? You think that shit's scary? Shit. That's worse for shit than flying cockroaches out here in this world, man. But they really lowered our vibration though. But it's all good. We straight. My man said, y'all don't get enough attention, so you gotta be culture vultures. Quit trying to erase my culture. You're not an Indian, bro. You're a Native American. You niggas is illiterate, bro. 54%. Y'all the 54 percenters.
It's funny. It's funny how they don't want to keep their title now. Like I don't get it.
You see that? But all last year they was telling us to not call them that because they not that is derogatory. Now all of a sudden we putting this shit together. Now all of a sudden they Indians now.
Because that's what I think. That's what some of them is forgetting. Some of them are the ones that are new. Do y'all know that we've been on here going against some of your other fake natives, and they've been saying that they didn't want to be called that for like a whole year? Like we have like videos and chat logs that we can go back to our bottom of our pages and show y'all how they was like, "Don't call us."
Man. And this, hey, now I done found my way to put them on hush hush too, cause now it's like when we say we Indians, here's the reverse mind shit they do. We be like, yeah, we Indians. They're like, no, you're not. Indians are from India. And then I'm like, okay. And then when I catch one of them doing the same one, nigga, we're Indians. I'm like, are you from India? And no. Then how are you an Indian then? How can you say that about me, but not think about that about you when you say it? Make that make sense. You know what I'm saying? These folks don't know nothing about nothing, and they just trying and they reaching.
But
All
those
they
are the
know
ones.
is what they was told in school, and they stuck with it. They ain't never reached out to do any more research, but what they learned at school.
They said lows that everyone's gonna understand. Only 1/3. You gave them a duck. Yeah, the rest is up to them. I mean, shit. I'm just at this point now. I'm just
Most
doing
of them
it,
believe
just
in
you know.
eugenics.
Yeah, like at this point now, our people really know who we are. So, I mean, I'm still teaching this stuff for the younger folks and the new people who starting to find us out. But like shit.
Exactly. Like I said,
I don't.
they're not realizing majority of the time now at this point when they're up in our panels or up in our box, you're being used for people who are now starting their journey to see what they're going to have to combat. You're being used to see how strong cognitive dissonance is with people when they try to explain things to people. That's all you're being used for now. So that's why when certain people be coming up and telling us, "Oh, stop conversating with them," it's not like we're conversating with them anymore. We're actually using it as an outlet. Some of us is using them as an example. It's multiple things that is benefiting us now. At this point, we don't need no validation. You're just being used.
Man, look. At this point, like, and then if some of them would actually listen and do their census record, I promise you, some of them are us though. Like they have to keep little remnants of us to keep reproducing. Like they don't want to go too dark, so they got to keep it at like a nice mix. You know what I'm saying? Like they got to keep the mixed ones or whatever with them, so they can keep the population going or whatever. But man, I'm telling you, some of the ones that get on here are our people. They just heavily indoctrinated like the rest of us. I've seen them, and I was like, bro, if if I make a collage of all the different type of Mexicans who told me I was a wild boy, all of them would look at them like, hold on, bro, why the fuck we all don't look alike? Hello, nigga. If everybody got the same phenotype that these people say, why do I got all these different phenotypes telling me I'm a wild boy? I got some that look Mongolian. I got some that look like my light skinned cousin. I got some that's fucking darker than me. You know what I'm saying? With an Asian triangle face and almond eyes who still kind of look like my people. You know what I'm saying? Like I get
Hey,
all
hey,
different type
Los.
of, and then I seen some who look like Billy Bob down the street and they just speak Spanish. I'm like, God damn, why are all these different phenotypes down here saying I'm not Indian? That shit crazy as hell.
Hey, Los. I was gonna ask you. This is another thing I think a lot of people kind of keep forgetting, and when they kind of like say that we need to stick to our own people, but then they acknowledge star seeds, right? Do star seeds come in any kind of shape or certain color or anything?
Nope, man. We come in all shades, like we be telling people.
So if part of our journey is waking up the star seeds also, that like you just said, some of them may just be heavily indoctrinated. So on top of what the stuff that we're doing, we're also we're in the process of individually waking up a star seed, no matter if they're white, black, Mexican, it don't matter. They could be a potential star seed, but just indoctrinated, right?
Yeah, and it's crazy because I see them. You can see the ones who's clearly got us in them. You know, and I'm like, bro, you fighting too hard for this shit, bro. All you got to do is just listen, bro. This shit benefits you and everything else. Woo, woo. And then if people really pay attention, when we first came out the gate swinging, we was talking about the damn council chief. You know, everybody else kind of just inserted themselves. Like, okay, well, shit, we about to break y'all down then too. Nah, hell nah. Yo ass ain't real. You $5, you $10, nigga. Shit, you little mongo. You know what I'm saying? We start breaking everybody down, bro. Now hell nah, woo. Now y'all just got caught up in the fire. If you would just let us do our thing and cook up on these counts, folk, and start exposing them, man, everything being cool. But shit, tell me how the council is raking in billions, but y'all ain't got no money in y'all pocket though. Y'all don't see no conspiracy in it. The information that we teach people benefits everybody. And then those star seeds that's on the other side start waking up to how they are technically us and the little homies and shit like that. Then the census, the statistics will start to actually make sense in people's heads how we are not the minority, but we are actually the majority. We come in all different shades and they played the colorism
Fact.
shit on us.
True
Hey,
facts.
Come
That's what's
on,
going
Benjamin,
man.
on. Go ahead,
you
bro.
heard what Benjamin Franklin said in his book, The Observation. I don't know the rest of it, but he was
Mm,
talking about the white population. He said they are incredibly small, even in their own land. They're small. They're small in numbers. He was talking about. He was the first to say. Well, the first to say, don't bring these people to the. Don't bring none of these people to the colonies. But you know they didn't listen. It was already Negroes here, and he
mm,
like, why would we bring more here? Why would we bring the Negro Germans here? Why would we bring all them people here? That's what was going on.
man.
So they all
And then
caught
that's
up.
around the same time
Benjamin
where they
Franklin.
passed that.
My bad. You can go
What you
ahead.
about to say there?
Now I would say that's why that they messed up by Benjamin Franklin mouth. There's different forms of Negroes on this earth, and it's not as inclusive to Africa.
Most definitely.
Facts. And I think that when Benjamin Franklin said that about that, that's around the time where they I guess what they passed that 1808 bill that banned them from bringing folks in or some shit like that. Or that was like afterwards.
You talk about the Great Immigration? That was
Yeah.
around 1890.
Okay.
Benjamin
Yeah,
Franklin
yeah.
made this statement around 1770 something.
Let's see. Okay, yeah, yeah. Right. Shit, that makes it even worse in the 1700s. So how did these folks turn pale so fast? Because that I mean, for us who did our census records, that ain't that far back, technically.
If I can throw anything in there just to add on top, I know it's a little bit random, but if them men, all them men, Benjamin Franklin and George Washington, all them, they had an animosity towards like the Moors specifically because of castration, right?
Yeah, a lot of them did, most definitely. But yeah, man, man, these folks know.
Boy, I wish my people wake up, man.
Same.
Shit, they get it.
But
Shit,
I'm
they get
talking
it.
about mixing themselves with the beast, man. That's all I keep saying all around me. They don't understand their DNA is being fucked with.
Mm-mm. Man, look, in the area where I'm at, that shit's like that
Boy,
heavily,
that shit
man.
is a trend damn near.
Yeah, where I'm at over, man, this shit like a trend, bro. Like for real.
We want to throw it
Like,
out there. Say one of the hugest, biggest deceptions to a certain extent, how I look at it, is the fact that the general public was not notified that you are not children with bloodlines. Whether it's hurtful, whether people take it disrespectful or not, that's natural law. And the fact that most people just don't know that on GP is pretty kind of sad.
That's why these miscarriages is happening. They not telling the truth. Everybody ain't got the same DNA, and let alone blood.
Man, look, and I just find it funny how the time frame where they created this so-called ancestor DNA testing, like the time frame was just suspicious in itself. I was like, okay, y'all weren't worried about this no time in history because I'm pretty sure y'all would have been created this in the 90s and 80s and 70s and shit. But y'all
Should,
picked a specific time
shouldn't
frame.
shouldn't that test include the orphan train and situations in history where people don't know where people come from?
Man, look, for real. uh,
Your DNA comes back from 1970 from the orphan train, and we'll do what you.
That DNA go back to Turtle Island.
Want to do that? That's the main thing they don't want to do. They want to dig up everything else, but then they don't want to test nothing when it comes down to it.
Man, look, shit, I'm bad. But I had to get a good cough out. Boy, this damn pollen is bad up here. This shit been fucking me up.
I
Man,
should
that
never stay in the
bronchitis.
Hey,
house,
you
man.
should be able to take that as much as you smoke. Come on, man. You smoking the same thing. You might as well inhale that
I ain't
as
smoking
much
no
as you
pot. What
can.
you talking about? My
It's
weed
a
got
plant.
seeds in it. My
It's a
shit
plant.
natural.
It's a plant.
Male cannabis don't have pollen though. The buds come from female, not male.
Hey, I just wanted to throw out there. I forgot to tell y'all. I hopped in Red Warriors live this morning or whatever. Right. Make a long story short, I don't know. Due to me hopping in there and him speaking on Brown Girl Pride or whatever. Right. And I just found out pretty much that boy is outed. Yep, he's outed due to the fact of something happened with some indigenous woman got took off her res because he let somebody threaten some girl. So now him and Brown Girl Pride is not cool at all. Like I found that very funny that they arguing.
Red,
And they trying to
Bro,
get into it with us. That's crazy.
red ward. Is,
he gonna get
is
himself
that
caught up
that
because
dude? Is that dude that be having
He got
that
some girl.
Japanese headband shit on?
He got some
yeah.
girl.
Hell yeah.
He got some girl life threatened by some other guy, and he's in big trouble with his whole little. He tried to clean it up today though, but he couldn't.
Yeah.
Brown girl probably was like, ooh, she was on it. It was funny, bro. It's over for that boy.
Look, and plus he
Making
gonna
a
get himself
vacuum
caught up.
Damn.
You know about them the Hebrew Israelites, they went out to a reservation, you know what I'm saying, with their guns and shit. And they was just passing out flyers doing that bullshit, talking about some y'all Native Americans are Israelites. One Native American came out and said, oh, they was trying to kill us, that's why they had guns and stuff. Then Red Road took that fucking story and tried to push that shit. He don't realize the people who was out there doing it was IUIC. And I know what the hell they was doing, so I already know they fucking lying. But if they take that shit and push that shit, he don't realize Nathaniel, he will sue the hell out that dude.
That's what she said though. She said he only do stuff for views. She called him out on that. She called him out on it, but she was like, all you do is do stuff for
Boy,
the views. Look at that's all.
boy, Nathaniel would destroy his ass. Even though I don't fuck with Nathaniel, I feel like he a agent and all that other shit. But he would sue the hell out of his ass. He used to work for the feds in New York.
But I'm gonna say this too. I'm gonna say this. I don't appreciate, even though we got issues with the natives, I don't appreciate them Israelites doing that. So that wasn't a good look for y'all doing that, going to them people's res. Whether y'all want to do what you want to do or say what you want to say, for you to go tell somebody what they are, violate it. I don't care. So any Israelite, y'all can take that L, and y'all have no respect coming from me for doing that.
That was out of line though. But shoot, that's their way, man. They go around indoctrinating everybody for that 501c3. They trying to get that little taxes, them getting that money. So the more people they brainwash, convince that they Israelite, the more they contribute to their congregation. That's all they trying to do.
Hey, that's
Yep.
funny too. Y'all heard what Natural said, right? If y'all ever want to make the Israelite upset or you want to try to trigger him, ask him or ask them, why are they under a 501c and receive benefits from the government to not be able to pay tax? Whatever. If you know what comes with a 501c, ask them why and watch how they switch on you.
Yeah, they just they just built the church here in Louisville now. My mom be going onto that shit. I be trying to tell them, Mama, be careful going there. What? They teaching the real history. Oh man, they just built the whole church there up here not too long
Just
ago.
walking down the street just like Power Rangers.
They be trying to get me to come up here and talk. I'm like, y'all don't want to hear me talk.
Boy, they crazy too, man. They unalive you and they and shoot. No, they will throw away the evidence. I've seen it many times. When I was when I was
Man,
associated with those people, there were so many stories popping up about people getting unalive in IUIC, and they was covering up the evidence. And man, y'all cannot tell me these people ain't part of no Maces or Boule.
They are. They in the
For them,
wild. Hell yeah.
for them to
yeah,
move like that and don't get in trouble.
That's Louis Farrakhan shit.
I think I seen a video of a girl saying that one time too. That hers was scared to leave or some shit. Like they used to was like trying to threaten her or something. Like if you wanted to leave or something. It was some crazy shit. It was I think it was on YouTube. I seen
Hey,
it.
Los, remember Farrakhan got that dude beat up with the camera when he was on the island, and Jim Jones and stuff. They in the wild.
Brother.
That happened in the 80s.
Oh yes, boy. As soon as dude landed, dude got
Jumped
beat
the
up.
mess out of
Film
him.
took real quick. And I find out ironic how Farrakhan knew everybody.
Yeah, that's
But
crazy.
Hey, my thing is,
I
That,
bet
man,
he set them up.
he did nothing for the
we,
hood. They never put
and we
nothing.
need to
They
let
never,
everybody.
cause they don't even have a grocery store. Like, how you not even have a grocery store for the hood?
We need to let everybody know we are not no movement. This ain't no damn movement. Because as soon as they say it's a movement, it can get hijacked and turned into an organization. I feel like that's exactly what's going to happen.
That's the jug. You know
Yeah,
me, I'm not having that.
That's
Now, so
like
y'all, that's why I'm. That's why me and others is here. We refuse. That is not happening. Guaranteed.
that's why I was opposing them when they was talking about something. Yeah, we need to make a name. Fuck that. I'm not part of that shit. That's a movement.
mhm,
Y'all don't understand. That's a movement.
So I'm
right.
telling you, this one's gonna be different. We not doing nothing what happened last time. We not doing none of that. Y'all not getting it.
Y'all just do y'all census records. Get what you got to get. Everything else gonna be everything else. That's it.
Can't tell a collective people who they are, like Natural saying, you ain't got to be no movement. As long as a collective people just know who they are and they're doing what they want to do because they know who they are, who is anybody else to
Mm,
tell them what to not to do or what who they are not?
facts, man. So like I said, you you know that we didn't hit the truth. The truth is beautiful. Because the truth got everybody mad because they never thought that we'll figure it out. The thing that really made people mad was that damn newspaper clipping that came out about them billions and shit. And then people started putting it together with them farmers and they census records and shit. And then, man, look, I'm trying to tell you, slavery wasn't what you thought it was. And shit, and technically it really wasn't that long ago. If you want to be really technical about it, if you want to go about the etymology and word terminology of disenfranchisement, so if you want to go about that, you know, but a lot of the slave stories and narratives is fairly new because the shit was fairly new. Didn't happen the way people thought it was. Shit simple. Well, I don't mean simple as in that, but I mean the shit is hard work to find your family, but it's worth it in the end though.
Right. Hey,
For
oh,
real.
in the group, when you was talking about people could end up switching up, was you talking about that dude that started with a T?
You
Yep.
said who?
Like I didn't like the fact that they were like I said, you know what I said in the chat. I can't tell nobody what to do, but I don't like that, bro. That shows
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you get what I'm
I
saying.
already know, bro. I already
Mm,
know. Hey, I got to play it nice because shit, they like taking me down now.
Is
Even
that
when that white girl got up there too, you had to play it nice still. Cause
yeah,
you see what happens like when you make stuff, even though it's all about our space and shit, but when you make it open like that, I understand golly, you wanna have peace and stuff like that, and I'm nobody to dictate how you run panel. But shoot, some people would not have been on my panel. I'm just being real. Even if they was in agreement, just being
That's what I
real.
was, that's what I was talking about, and I'll give a perfect analogy. If you gonna take that chance, like how you said, golly, gonna take that chance, and this is an analogy. If we're on the battlefield, and make sure you and him are way over there to the left, bro, because I don't need him talking about he accidentally stabbed me on the field, bro. You get what I'm saying? So you and him go way over there, bro.
Oh God, oh
I
God,
said,
man.
Look, my bad. I ain't
That
trying to
nigga,
say it. No. Nah, for real
that
though.
nigga said y'all stay over there though, nah, but for real, ain't nobody saying y'all can't be cool, but y'all do missions on the other side. We'll
Hey,
see
y'all
y'all in the
get it? Look,
middle.
y'all get it, bro. Y'all
they
get it, bro.
call submissions for a reason.
Right.
All the people that's gonna throw the grenade as soon as they pull the pin, all the motherfuckers that's gonna hold it, either go on.
I'm telling you, man. Submission niggas, man. That's what we gonna call them shit. Like for real, bro. I be seeing the same shit. I be sitting back like, man, look. I was on one live when he invited somebody up. I just ain't say nothing because I was like, hell no.
Straight
This shit
Asian
is
vibes.
It
real.
was the day when y'all was on live with a certain individual I don't fuck with, and I was like, man, I want to get up there so bad, but after that fallout, I said, fuck that, I don't care. I ain't dealing with that because once I see the, once I seen that
Yeah,
in you, once I seen that in you, I can't fuck with you.
yeah, man. I
Exactly.
already know.
Exactly. I agree 100%. Like that's what I said. We and this and that's where part of the issue is going to come
Yeah.
in. There's people that are going to relationships with people. So like I said, the best I see the fair way to go about it without it being no issues. Y'all go over there. Go on the left side of the field, bro.
Yeah. Cause I got there, I requested up because I wanted to say something until I actually got up there and I was like, bro, shit, this his life, fuck it. I'm just, you know what I'm saying? At that moment, I was like, fuck it. I felt like, oh, now y'all niggas y'all talk about some shit that's way over there, man. Like, ain't got nothing to do with me.
Like for
So I
example,
just got
I forgot
up
who live was that yesterday when Morris Lighthouse went up there and it was a preacher dude talking. Was that today? Or was that
there.
yesterday?
Yeah, I think that was the day, the pastor dude.
No, that was yesterday because when I
Was
was
it
going
yesterday?
crazy. I was going crazy
Oh,
yesterday.
that was yesterday,
Yeah. Like for example, like for example, me and Morris Lighthouse had a fallout. I put all this shit behind me just to have a talk.
yeah.
All this shit behind me, like I could do that shit. But one thing I'm gonna tell y'all, everybody about me. Even when y'all new people in the future in the comments, when y'all get us to 1,000 followers and want to get on the panel, the day you fucking yell at me, bro, I lose all sight of humanity. Just like what that dude did to me yesterday, I cannot take another grown man yelling at me. I go fucking ballistic.
And some of y'all
One, oh,
matriarchs got to pay attention to that since y'all, you know what I mean, y'all know how we get down. So some of y'all high
yeah, yeah.
matriarchs need to pay attention to relationships and things and falling outs between men because you can't afford for them to be in situations or around you. Y'all get what I'm saying. So just be mindful, matriarchs, of what we talk about because that's part of y'all responsibility to keep stuff in order.
Oh well, yeah. That somebody said they think that was this morning. But yeah,
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 it
man.
was. I was in the
Yeah,
grocery store.
hell yeah. That shit made, bro. That shit made me go fucking crazy, bro. I could take it when a woman do it, but when a man do it, bro, boy, it's
I
just
already
something
seen
in
it
me, man.
coming.
He
I
was in that
already heard
war
it.
mode.
Cause I
I
swear,
seen it
dudes in
coming,
front of me, man, I don't even talk when that shit happen. I can't take that shit.
man.
Yeah, I don't get along
Yeah,
with
like
Morris Lighthouse. Ever since that one day when he got on the live and he was talking crazy to me, yeah, right. Like, I had to block dude.
most of it, bro. Like I'm gonna be real. You see it coming from folks who got the Moorish names and they shit. But a lot of them dudes operate off ego. Like they ain't really do no real study. They research shit that feeds their ego. You know what I'm saying? They don't really read real history books and shit that humble. Because if you knew real history, the shit humble you for real. It'll
Nah,
make you mad. It'll make you. But that shit'll humble you though. These
for
folks
the
don't
com-
be really knowing nothing.
for the commenters, no, it was a Morris Lighthouse that did. It was some guy named Uja, you died some shit. Some bullshit. It was a Morris
Y'all
Whitehouse.
Jew. Yeah, it's real humbling. I mean, shit. Cause we did some fucked up shit in past history, but you know, but it's all history though. Just learn from it. A lot of these dudes operate off ego though. I don't fuck with them.
Yeah,
I know a
they
lot of
don't have
them.
no pain and
Bro, I
no
remember
love for the
all
shit
these
for real.
niggas.
Yeah,
I remember all of them.
but don't expect a person like me or others when you accidentally get stabbed on a battlefield by the nigga like and expect sympathy or empathy. Cause I'm gonna be like, bro, that's your homie.
I be trying to
Hey,
get up
OP,
here
I'm
and
gonna throw
like,
you a med pack, man. You'll be all right.
bro, when it come to like godly and shit, like I be trying to like, man, like when he bring up folks like combat operative or Morris Lighthouse or Mofat, like, bro, we already encountered a lot of these people. Like I be like, bro, no hell no, man, that is nigga. When you hear me say that, just go ahead and drop people because that live gonna go so far left, and I know because it did already happened on a lot of my channels and a lot of y'all channels, all the OGs who've been stepping to it. We know these people. Like, bro, hell no, you can't talk to these people. Trust us, man.
Low.
Experience plays a part too.
We
Hey,
know
low.
they
So,
A
track
lot of these
history. We know they
and a
track
lot of these
history.
people be my bad, my bad. Say what you say, OP, because I accidentally overtalked you.
No, no, go ahead. I'm just saying we know they track history. Some people don't know how long we've been knowing these folks. But go ahead, my bad.
That's good. A lot of these people, what y'all don't understand, they be our fans, y'all. Like when I said that shit yesterday, even though it sounded egotistic, it sounded arrogant, but I'm being real. These people, real life, be our fans, and they life work is to take us down. And we just people
mhm.
that's building just like them. Like all that shit I said the historic yesterday. I said you probably in love with me. I said you probably in love with me. You probably love me and shit. That's why you got a whole bunch of videos on your wall. That's why when I respond to you, you get so excited. It don't matter if I respond to you good or bad. You my fucking fan.
For real, bro. Like,
Real
and you
talk.
can tell,
Even though this shit sounds sick, I'm dead serious. Sometimes you gotta say
bro.
it the sick way so people can fucking understand. Y'all some sick
Hey,
ass folks. And if you my fan, if I'm your fan and shit like that, man, just say that shit. Just say you love my work and you want your life dreams to take me down. That's all you gotta say.
man, for real, like, and you get fan vibes from because we literally don't be thinking about nobody, bro. We wake up to teach our people and everything. The first thing on their mind, like, bro, fuck all that. I didn't had insomnia one time and stayed up to like 4 a.m., bro. Mother is still talking about us. And I was like, bro, y'all done been up for like 4 hours and the topic been about us, bro. God damn. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all ain't switching
I
or
was,
nothing. Then you
I,
go back to sleep. You wake up at 8. Folks still talking. Like, ah, shit, bro.
I was coming up here to say the same thing you were saying. Lord, the other day, well, I think it was the night before last or either last night. Mofax and my husband, he just be scrolling through TikTok. He don't be knowing what's going on. So he actually came across Suit and Live the other day, and they was just sitting up there, talking about you and stuff like that. So I'm like, I was like, nah, just turn it to the next thing. And he was like, nah, I just want to hear what they got to say. But he was saying, he was like, these niggas be on live just talking this goofy ass shit. And I was like, well, they just sit on live and talk about other men all day, which is weird to me. But it was crazy to me that it had actually came across his live, and as bad as I didn't want to hear it, I had to sit there and listen to it because he just wanted to hear what they was talking about. But I already knew it was some bullshit. But he just wanted to sit there and listen to what they was talking about. But when he finally got the notion, he was just like, you know, I can't believe that
Mhm.
people just sit on live and talk about other people all day.
See,
Yeah,
that's from
yeah.
another man's perspective, another real man's perspective. That ain't even in the mix like that. You get what I'm saying? That's crazy.
And I ain't gonna lie, and I know they be watching from the hallway, so I'm gonna make them feel real kind of shitty if they watch it. But I'm gonna be real. Sometimes I get real high, bro. I hit the cron down, roll me a stove, sip some wine, and I literally watch from the hallways and be dying laughing at how much they dream about us. I be like, y'all, really, it's 4 in the morning, and then I wake up early to get my day started. They be like, "Do you guys got jobs?" Of course, bro. I said, get my day started, and a lot of us is on our way to work and shit. And the first thing we see is y'all in the house talking about us in the same spot, wearing the same clothes, with the same headbands, and looking the same way with the same crust in your eyes and shit. You know what I'm saying? We get off of work, y'all in the same place talking about us on the same subject with the same clothes on, with the same crust in your eyes. You know what I'm saying? We go to bed, y'all looking
Shit,
the
sick
same
as hell.
way.
Now I just want to say that because that's true. I was like, what man just sit on live? Y'all, and like I was telling my boyfriend, I was like, they not even teaching the people, they not even teaching their audience what they want their audience to know. They just sitting up here talking about a whole nother man. And I can't believe that they dedicate hours to talk, not even informing people about nothing, but just talking about another man. That didn't make
You,
sense to me.
They
you
gonna
don't,
fuck
hey,
around
you
and make
don't,
a
you don't
diss
never,
track on us. I promise.
you don't never see them be like how you just said when they be having their old folks in their chat. They don't be like, hey, use this article against the Wobbles. If you ever in a chat and they're talking about this, pull up this article. They don't they don't even try to
Bruh.
give their peoples nothing.
Right.
Y'all know the difference between us and them. They attract people that hate us, and they come together in a spirit of hate, not knowledge. Oh no, I picked up this and I connected to this Sutton. I connected to this Mofex. That's why. That's how I connected to you. We don't hear that shit. It's just because I don't like Rashad Poet because he did this. I don't like Los because he said that. I don't like Natural. Y'all, he go all crazy all over the place and shit. Opium be talking so much shit. I don't like him either. Yeah, that they get together off some bullshit like that. But every time, Los, Opium, I got you, sis. Every time we come across new people, what they say, I just want to come here and say, I like what y'all doing. Congratulate y'all. Keep it pushing. Or they come up with a book and try to dialogue with us with some shit that they found going according to what we have. I'm like, bro, that's what we doing. Y'all don't get that respect.
Yeah.
We don't
Not
even
at all,
see
man.
nobody praising y'all like that.
Bro, we
Man, I'm
made it
telling you,
all
Dave.
overseas now. Like, when I start seeing folks from overseas start coming to our lives and saying the same things we saying, I'm like, bro, we did this shit. Okay, yeah, we definitely on the right path right here. When
Bro,
you
Man,
go
we
to their
got
lives
people that
just
don't
like
even
that,
have.
it's the
Bro, we
same
got
plan
people that
after.
don't even got TikTok accounts coming over here watching it whenever we go live. And they, bro,
Mm.
it's that shit is crazy. That's
that's
how, bro,
crazy.
our names be spreading through this shit.
No, that's facts. I just want to say that because it was like it just amazed me. Like my dude don't even get on TikTok, but it came across his thing and he was just like, "Man, this some bitch ass shit." So so it just made me crack up, and I'm like, "Man, yeah, I know it is because this is all they do all day, just sit on TikTok and talk about another man." You know what I'm saying? This man not even worried about them, but this is what they do. And he was just like, "Man, I can't get with this. I can't get with this."
And that right there is
So,
gonna be the death. That right there is gonna be the death of Pan Africanism. It ain't even gonna be nothing with history. It's their ego. It's gonna be the reason why they fail in this.
Because I remember one day I was
hey, my,
on here and I was scrolling, and I think it was all of them really in the live, bro. They was just talking shit, and bro, they was just expressing their feelings. They said honestly, bro, anybody that fuck with them folks, you can't be on my live, none of that.
Yeah, I seen that one.
I
That
was
shit was
like, what
hilarious.
the hell?
I
And I
seen that
was
one. I was laughing. Them boys was trying to get real gangsters, like, and I hope they don't think that they're gangsters because we all grew up in the hood. The niggas was like, yeah, you know what I'm saying, everybody can be thugs. Yeah, I seen that live. I was there, I was in the hallway dying. I was like,
ain't
these niggas
Mofax from
here.
Chicago.
Right? Ain't nobody even talking about no beef shit with y'all, bro. We talking about census records, bro, and reading books. How y'all want to
Yeah.
be thugs? What the what?
They be spit, man. I be seeing spit come out of these motherfuckers' mouth, bro.
That shit
All
be
this
fly.
anger they got of us. I'm like, damn, like you spitting on your
Shit hanging
camera.
out the side of their mouth and
Literally,
everything.
man.
I done seen it.
Phone look greasy as
Man,
hell. Smoke stains on the bitch. It just look nasty.
it was crazy that if some of them would just stop and listen and be open minded, the information we teaching people, it benefits you too because your ancestors have land patents too. You know, like one of our sisters just found out she had a African ancestry. Does that stop her from the land patent that's inside? Hell no. So I mean, shit. Listen, y'all niggas had shit down here too, but they want y'all in Africa and y'all falling for it hard. And y'all ain't even going to the right parts of Africa. Y'all going to East Africa and Egypt. But yet you telling people y'all were slaves from the west part of Africa. What? That don't even make sense. Come on, man. Stop that.
That's facts.
Stop that.
Cause I just showed y'all yesterday how I don't know if y'all in the group had got it, but it was a story about my one of my great grandmothers. She was telling the story about her mom, and she was saying that her mom had came over from Africa. But one thing that I did notice about her literacy, it it was derived from Gullah Geechee language, because a lot of the words that she used, I had to look them up to see what they meant because it was nothing that I knew. But when I looked the words up, it automatically pulled up a Gullah Geechee dictionary. So one thing I do know, she did say that her mom came from Africa, but she said her mom came from Africa around the water. And I know that her mom had stopped them. They went to Barbados before they came to America. So I know that you know, I don't know if her mom was actually from Africa or if she was from Barbados, but I know that she told the story about her mom from Africa. But I know one thing, that her dad was already in America. He wasn't from Africa. And the ship logs that I showed y'all yesterday, it can clearly tell you the slaves that they had, all of them were from Barbados originally. But the one slave that was on the list that was from Africa, it did have Africa next to their name. So you will know if somebody came from Africa because it's going to tell you.
Man.
That's one thing I'm noticing after you said all that too, is people like we're talking about, they're actually displaying, because it's a certain type of connectivity, it's a certain type of perspective, a certain type of overwhelming feeling when you go on that journey of actually doing your genealogy. So that's how you can also tell that these people haven't even went on that journey, because their perspective and how they're talking, and there's no passion behind, like Nacho was saying, you're only you're only doing it in spite of another individual, and you're not taking the journey because of wanting to pay homage to your family or your bloodline.
Man, these folks just gotta stop playing with themselves at the end of the day, man. Ain't nobody believing that shit no more. Everybody waking up, doing their census record,
Real.
finding out the real truth. Man, we done put people on to so many books. Like, bruh, we gave throughout the years. I know all y'all, bro. We gave people over a library of books to read. Like, so I don't even blame them when they still come here and be like, hey, y'all, I'm gonna need y'all to refresh them. Man, we done gave these boys a slew of books. I'm talking about thousands. And I'm gonna be real. Growing up, I ain't even know these type of books even existed. Like, and I used to hate reading growing up. Like, I knew I could read. I was literate as shit. Like, my dad taught me all this shit, but I hated reading books because they was all bull. Like, if they had these type of books growing up, I'd have been thumbing through these things at 10 years old. Like, damn, this shit's dope right here. You know, the Jacob White ship log, I'd have been all up into that. But you know, in spirituality books and stuff, but shit, it's cool, better now than never. Now the young folks is getting into it, and like we got 18-year olds doing their census records, and 20, 21-year olds, folks 17 and shit. Like that's what's up, man. Y'all keep digging, cause if we don't figure this shit out, we know y'all gonna do it because the next generation is always better than the last. So man, get to it.
I was going to say, keep in mind that the video that God had showed the other day, the guy did say that they don't have a high literacy rate or whatever. So they not really gonna understand. Even it don't matter how much you pull out, they are never gonna understand what you're talking about, because that's a genetic thing with them. They won't ever understand what you're talking about. It don't matter how many facts that you prove.
I don't really laugh, but that's fucked up.
That's crazy. Well,
Damn. Shit. Hey, they don't get it. Hey, I forgot what document I pulled out, but it said something about it's a term for it about legal insanity or some shit like that. I forgot what it's called. Functional insanity. It's something. I'm gonna find it and I'm gonna bring it back to the lab probably later on today or something. But it's something. But it's a genetic trait amongst them. I had brought it up one time. It's gonna hit me. But these folks are literally like legally in their legal ways, legally functional insane people. You know, there's a term for it. Just like how there's people that's functional illiterate. You have functional addicts. You know, you can be functional in a lot of stuff. And these people are functional psychopaths, functional Emmanuel. You, ooh, boy, you just don't know who you live on.
No, for real.
And I'm not
But
saying
that's
that, and I'm not saying that to spread fear, because I really want y'all to be on y'all P's and Q's, man, because we don't know, man, and it was a reason why our ancestors didn't really want to be mixed with them. So that's why I felt like that whole integration shit that shit was the beginning of the psyop amongst us, because think about it. Your grandmama always told you to never mix with people. Woo, woo. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep it real. We all done heard it. So why would they want to integrate with the
my
same
mama
people
still
they
say
telling
to
you?
this day, do not. She out, and I'm not trying to be racist, but I'm gonna try to put it in better terms. But she always say she don't want to be smelling no wet dogs and stuff when she walk in her house. That's all I'm gonna say. So she always tell me, my brother and my sister, do not bring them type of people home, because she not gonna accept them.
Shit, facts. I
Well,
mean,
indoctrination, integration, and immigration was the three worst things that could have happened to our people. People can take it how they want to
man,
take it, but I'll say it again. Indoctrination, integration, and immigration was the downfall of my folks, copper colored folks.
and it's amazing how all that rhymes. These folks right here is writing the story. I guarantee you. But yeah, man, that integration, it was the beginning of it, dog. Cause like it just never made sense to me. Like if especially when we know how the world look, all the inventions, all the technologies, three-fourths of the world, all that shit that we just discovered and found out. Why would we want to jeopardize that to go? That didn't make sense to me. So I was like, it was a psyop. It was an infiltration that happened here. Somebody had to have the highest chain of command to even let this shit go down. You know. So
they make it
and
worse because motherfuckers look like us.
and, and who's better to have that command of that say so? The Boule. Some people call them the Boule. Some people call them the Freemasons. You know, head in hand, black nobility. They go by many names because they us hiding behind white face.
Yep. But I'm gonna drop down. Thank you for letting me up. I just want to come up and confirm that people do be looking at y'all, but people also be looking at the opposing side, and you know,
Hey, that's what I be trying to. Hey, that's what I be trying to tell them. God is like, I appreciate you giving that perspective because, like, people like him, they can't do it because they'll be ready to punch on stuff. You get what I'm saying?
exactly.
It's
No,
like
that's what
I'm
he
not
was
about to do the
saying.
back and forth with you.
That's what he said, so I already know what it is. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
just want to let y'all know, keep doing what y'all doing. I respect y'all. Y'all my bros. And it's people out here actually listening to what y'all saying and also listening to the opposing side, and they like, nah, some not adding up. You know what I mean? So just keep doing what y'all doing. That's all I want to say.
Thanks. Appreciate it. You know you're always
Appreciate
welcome, man.
it.
I keep telling y'all the real ones is watching y'all, and y'all gonna paint yourself in a corner and not gonna be able to get out.
Gotta
Man,
get back
look.
out.
And what's this right here? Just a few more slides. What's this? So this right here, real quick, because I do have just two more slides to read to people real quick. So now, this is why I told people to look up this thing called Indian Moors. Indian dash Moors, okay, if you want to, just like how you would do Sephardic Moors, Moors and Jews, Jewish Moors, woo. It all leads back to people that look like you, ironically, with the same history, coincidentally. So labels, we can't get caught up in labels, y'all. That's how they got us in the first place. Now, just reading it real quick. Oh, God. Okay, there we go. Yeah. So it says that section of our community, which passes principally among our European settlers by the name of quote unquote Moors, number, according to the last census, about 185,000 souls. They are all Mohammedans, right? Mohammedans. All right, so we're gonna stop right there. Everybody that I showed you were Indian Moors, the people that look like you. They all had Muhammad in their name. They were Mohammedans, but these people lived in South Asia or Southeast Asia. All right, in a place called Sri Lanka. That's another key little gem for folks to look into. And a lot of they people look like us. A lot of them still have the fizzes and the caps on to the day. A lot of them actually kind of look like the people that call you a white boy as well. So if people watching from the hallways, y'all can check them out too. It's people that look like y'all over there too. Ironically, let's keep going though. So now the districts, they occupy themselves with petty trade of all kinds as peddlers and boutique, small shopkeepers. The poorer classes are mostly boatmen, fishermen, and coolies. Hmm. In the Tamil province, they pursue agriculture and fishing. In physique and features, they closely resemble the Tamils. And as to the language they speak, it is Tamil, even in purely, what's that, Cephalese dialects. I propose in a paper to consider the nationality of this community. In ancient Roman history, the name of Mauri frequently occurs at the inhabitants of Mauritania, the westernmost country in North Africa, washed by the Atlantic on the west country of North Africa, washed by the Atlantic of the west and Mediterranean on the north. They were nomadic and idolatrous and illiterate race. All right. And for many years vainly resisted the religion and power of successors of Muhammad. All right. When they became converts to the now faith, they became converts to the now faith. Now, all right, in 698 to 709, their great ambition was to learn the language and the faith. All right, so that tells you about the conversion of people, real quick. What's that right there?
Yeah, I'm gonna
How that
drop down
breaks
and come
down.
right back because it's echoing for me. I'm gonna come right back.
Okay, cool.
Oh yeah, I just wanted to say, Los,
Yeah,
you said Mauritania, right?
yeah.
I forgot what video it was that I had made, and they said the Semitic root word for that name of that place was originally called, I think the Maharib or something. You know,
Hey, hey, little
The
bro, real,
Mahari.
real
yeah,
quick,
the
little bro.
Maharib.
Hey, tell them who the ones that did the Tamils dirty that I forgot, bro. That touch on that real quick.
Oh, the those Aryans, basically.
Oh, the Aryans, huh?
Yeah, they were the ones who did the Tamils dirty.
And I had a document that said something about the Aryan invasion. Somebody had an Aryan invasion in India.
Yeah, that's
Huh.
why I wonder. That's why those specific Matils in that one area that looked like us more basically had went into Ethiopia and ended up mixing with the original people that was already in Ethiopia and made the people that you see today. That's because they got the Habesha from over there, from
Little
India.
bro, little bro had me dying, bro, because the Aryan race, the Aryans that in jail don't even know the history of the Aryans of their own stuff. Bro, I was rolling.
Hey, a lot of folk, hey, the Aryans, man, the Aryans are key too. I'm working on a whole section about the Aryan race. A lot of folks don't understand that. A lot of them people ain't what they think, and these people who's claiming that they're the brotherhood, they don't even know their own history. They has been indoctrinated too. I'm saying the evergreen.
They were just self-hating light skins. That's the best way I'm gonna put it.
Pretty much, pre- basically. Um, here's a little document. I screenshot this. If anybody wants to screenshot and read it, I'm not really gonna dig into it for real, but it pretty much breaks down everything that we just talked about today in pictures of the people and everything. And it helps connect the dot, and then it's gonna lead you back to the Almac people all the time. Like this right here leads you all the way back to the Almac. I'm gonna be real. For me, they kind of fucked up when I start piecing all this serpent shit together, and I was like, hold on, nigga, fuck all these specific people worshiping the serpent, being treated badly,
You
and
know what's
then that
crazy?
shit just led me down. It just led me right here.
Oh yeah, I ain't gonna cut you off, but you know what's crazy? Remember when I did the video about that word? You know that Dutch folklore mess. You know the black water spirit demon.
Yeah.
They was calling them the same thing in India, in Hindustan. They was
Mhm.
calling them the same racial slur.
See, I was like, bro, I just find that. It just led me down a whole rabbit hole. So I was like, okay. But yeah, so it's a document here called Mulattoes, Blacks, and Indian Moors, Othello, and Early Modern Constructions of Human Difference. If y'all want to read this and check this out, it's pretty cool. And a mulatto is not what y'all think it is. So, you know, keep that in mind when you read this. So definitely needs to get that. Go ahead and screenshot it, Evergreen.
Hey, you look into that Indian money.
I don't know, they got the mic was on. He said already, yeah, man, it gets deep. Cause you Evergreen, you always ask people what are their nationality on their on your panel, man. Look, start bringing out this information to them, cause a lot of them, hey man, people for one, people gotta understand that India Superior was real, and we are Indians, and Indians are Moors, and Moors are Indians. They all from the Almac tribe, America, good old big old family. It ain't nothing but just a little cousin on cousin beef when Indians and Moors just start bickering. That's it. That's why I don't never go no further than just arguments. You ain't gonna go no fist fight, no shit like that. We cousins, you know. And if it do go to that, man, you know, we gonna make up the day because we all know this common knowledge that this is our land and it's the oldest land and we have invaders on this land. And off of that common agreement, we all can come together and figure out, okay, cool, you know. So,
Act like we ain't never
but
fought the homie or the relative and then smoked the blunt with him afterwards. You already know.
right. You know what it is. So, you know, and it is what it is. It's all good. So, just some family members prefer to call themselves Indian. Some family members prefer Moors. As long as we know that we are the same people, then we're tracking. You know what I'm saying? I had to use a little armed forces. You know, we tracking. You feel me? So, you know, that's all it is. And I just look at the different. I just look at it as a different tribe. That's it. You know, just two different tribes of India Superior. Some want to be Indians, some want to be Moors. We both from India Superior. Some call it the Moroccan Empire. We call it India Superior. It's all the same shit. Same shit. We good. Motherfuckers that look like us. We gonna put it like that. People that look like us, cause we the only ones with this phenotype. We
But
the only ones that
he
look
just
the same.
Evergreen just put on there. He said he couldn't find really nothing on that Indian trust. I told you it was gonna be hard, my G. But like Los and Natural and you know I got you. They know how that ties in with a lot of stuff and how a lot of other demographics of cultures and people been using that money to facilitate a lot of things in this country. So it's just if you
Mm.
once you find that correlation with that, you'll see why I stress on the fact of saying what I say, and some of us over here is American Indians, and that's where we from, and we from that red clay, and that's what we gonna be, and that's what it is.
Yeah, you know. So yeah, and then you have this document by the United States Human Rights. You know, it's a submission under General Assembly, right? The chief was Shabu El from the nation of the Yamasee Moors. Submission reply of the United States, just breaking down the background of everything of who the Yamasee Moors are. Um, and people should understand who the Yamasee are exactly. But we're gonna run down the history real quick on them, so people can get an understanding, right? I don't really like to use the word sovereign, but I get it now when you do the etymology of it. So sovereign just means superior. I mean, so if we come from India superior, then you know you put two and two together. But I don't really like to use that terminology nowadays because nowadays it got watered down and people misconstrue what it is when they listen to us say it. But this letter was submitted to George Bush. This is the reason why you don't know nothing about it because of the person that you're sending it to. This is a clear example of what I'm saying. You cannot talk to the government about who you are. Listen to who you tried to send this paperwork to. George Bush. All right. This is what I call learning from the mistakes of the people in the past. All right. Hold on. Let me clear my throat real quick. Y'all know this pollen got my bronchitis. Hold on. Boy, that mullein root tea, that shit be working. Getting it all up out of there. That's what I'm talking about. That's why I feel a little bit better today. Y'all better get y'all herbs. I was only down for 2 days. Y'all better get y'all herbs. So now the Yamasee Moors is the literal connection to what I've just read to you with the turbans and the Southeast tribes and all of that. So now in 1715, the Yamasee Uprising in the Trail of Tears is a historical event which has been acknowledged by the U.S. Congress passing the following resolutions. HJR 3, right? Or HJR 194 for those in the back, which the United States federal government under the command of the U.S. President Andrew Jackson rounded up our peoples, be they Yamasee, Hachiti, Choctaw, Cherokee, Moore, Almec, Seminole, Yuchi, Wichita, and so on and so forth, same people, Shemites, and forced them to walk west to Oklahoma away from their traditional lands. Traditional lands is why all our ancestors are from the southeast. Traditional, which were illegally and unlawful insert to the United States. Pretty much, he's just pretty much telling them who we are. This is what I mean, the mistake of our ancestors. This is literally him sending in a paperwork of, I'm telling you who we are, claiming my nationality and sovereignty, my brother. He's sending it to George Bush. I'm just going to keep making that clear because we don't need to send nothing nowhere. All we got to do is unite, move as a unit, get some resources popping for ourselves, and stop being a minority and start being self-determined and self-governed. Trust and believe when I say that. Your influence is going to make the statement itself. It was your influence that you used to get the world to call you black. It was your influence that they used to get people to call you African American. It was your influence, always your inner fluids, your energy, man. It's your energy. It's always your energy. It's your influence. And I know this because we're going to drop down to the next paragraph because it literally talks about the right of self-determination. You can exercise that. You won that right. That
And let me
long
throw.
time ago. We've been doing it.
I was gonna say, let me throw in there real quick. Why y'all think that there's so many Anglo parties? If you look up Congress or whatever it is, they have Anglo blacks, Anglo Asian, Anglo. There's 4 or 5 different Anglo parties alone, but they're all demographic of different. That makes. How's there Anglo Asians, Anglo Africans?
Bruh, look. You seen that shit too. This nigga said Anglo Asians.
The
You
Black
see, bro, that
Caucus.
shit crazy. Bro, that shit crazy, dog. Man,
Yeah, anybody
Anglo.
don't believe me?
Oh, spell
Look up go to Google and say how many Anglo parties are there in the Congress. You will see about 4. There's a black and Asian, and there's like 4. There's even an Arabic one, I think.
yeah. Those your Alawite dynasty people. When you see that Anglo Arab, those your Alawite dynasty and people that look like Habibi. I probably look for real. They know. They'll tell you. You gotta pull them to the side though. They'll tell you those your Anglo Arabs.
Look
But
it up.
here's the thing though.
Type in Anglo black, bro.
There's a there's a thing called Anglo Black. I ain't go that deep.
Yep. There's a thing called
They got
Angelo Black.
bro. They got a whole party in Congress. They got a whole picture sitting in front of me with a flag that say Anglo. I'm gonna know what I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna repost the Anglo parties again.
That's the Blackamoors for sure.
If I can find, yeah, if I
Bro,
can find it.
how are you Anglo Black, bro? I ain't never knew that.
That's what I say, bro. They gotta be the Blackamoors.
Hold on. Yeah, hold on. Hold on. Hold on.
This shit finna have his ass dying.
Oh shit, bro!
Yep,
No,
Anglo Black, man. I'm putting
He looked up the
Dr.
picture. He
Dumar in
looked
that
up the
shit. I'm
picture. He
sorry.
looked
no.
up the.
I'm putting Dr. Dumar as Black Anglo.
But 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 we did bring out that book, Origins of Anglo-Saxons, and they have their darker forefathers, so we have to but no, but damn dog. I ain't even get deep. I just typed it in like the first few pictures, I was like, oh hell no, bro. Some but they look just like us. Anglo black
Yo,
though.
can y'all hear me?
Yeah, what's happening? Everybody good?
I'm just eating.
Did it kick his ass out or some shit?
So, are y'all good? I think so though. Bruh, that Anglo black shit, dog.
That sounds like some shit you would go in the store.
You saw
Give
the
me the
picture.
Anglo Black cigar, yeah.
You saw the Congress picture, right? Like you seen the recent, like the up to date, like 2023, right? Or 2022.
Yeah, I seen it.
That sounds like
I
a
seen
real
it.
one.
I bust out laughing. That when I
The
came back
Anglo,
on laughing, that's what I was
the
laughing
Anglo,
at.
the
Crazy,
Anglo black logo is a
crazy, bro.
pedophile symbol.
That's
Literally, bro.
Bro. There we go. There we go.
Sick.
What's poppin',
And you
y'all?
know what's crazy, bro? Is that let's say that you know what's crazy is that they generalize people inside this African American bubble so hard that if you was to tell somebody about an Anglo black, they wouldn't even believe you, dog. They would like literally laugh and say, "What the fuck you on?" That shit crazy.
Hey, something you hit on a second ago, which is powerful, bro. When you said those two words, self determination, bro. Like right
Oh
now
yeah,
they got
man.
us right now they got us playing the identity politics, right? Not realizing that the
Mm-hmm.
identity politics is all corporate bullshit by way of the U.S. government, U.S. census, right? However, if you want to start
Mm-hmm.
dealing with international law, which is going to bring us back to proper declaration and recognition within the human family. You deal with self-determination. That's established in the document that you just had up previously. That's established in the United Nations Charter. That's established in the Declaration of Human Rights. That's established on the rights of indigenous peoples, right? That's established in the Declaration on the Rights of the Child in 1959. The international community has been trying to help us out with letting us know, yo, deal with self-determination. But our people have been playing the identity politics, and now it's even down to the point where they're dealing with the identity politics and obvious shit such as fucking gender, right? So in other
Mm-hmm.
words, stay the hell away from self-identification and deal with determination. That's all I really wanted to say, y'all. Peace and love. I love all of y'all. I'm about to lose service, so but peace and love though.
All right, most definitely, man.
Koki, Koki.
Oh, yeah. All we
Yes,
got to do is
Anglo
just,
Black.
all we got to do is just get up and get it, man.
Online it
Get up
says
and do
the black Anglos was the middle class.
Yep. The black
it.
elites,
Gatekeeper.
basically. 1920s. W. Du Bois and them.
Ooh, ooh. Hey, y'all. I think niggas need to go ahead and educate people on these black Anglos. Because niggas don't know, bro. And this shit will blow people's minds. This about to be a funny ass video. Nigga about to dig deep on this one. I know they got some books on. I know they do.
Man, when I look it up, it showed LeBron James. Oops, my bad. I'm supposed to say that.
Shit. Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't even surprise me that most all of them probably come from that. Because for the most part, you don't know who certain ones' daddies are, and then for the most part, when you do know they daddies either been played in the league or whatever the case, and it's like that with a lot of folks like that. You just like, and then those who ain't part of the club, they got to do some outrageous shit to get part of the club, and you be like, shit, all suspect, bro. Black as
Dumar is
hell, boy.
definitely that.
Black as hell.
Dr. Dumar is definitely that.
Is it Dr. Oh, that nigga, he's definitely, yeah. I believe he most definitely is. I believe I ain't even gonna say that. I'm gonna wait till I find something on that. But I got Pan Africans in the rear view on something. I got y'all in the scope. Cause I just noticed a lot of certain trends and qualities by certain ones, like the forefathers of those. Like a lot of them was Masons, a lot of them was Boulets, a lot of them was certain things, Greeks and Frats and all this type of shit. Like shit, y'all black Anglos or Anglo blacks, however you want to flip it. They probably got a whole different census record they fill out.
You man, you'll be amazed at how many forms that's out there that we don't even know is that these people use in the United States to identify themselves compared to what we use.
Some of them were
Shit.
indigent servants. Those records exist in the archives.
But the white people, they tell their family. I bet they got a whole different type of census going on, like bro just said. And you know how they say
Cause I
we can't
figure,
be
you know,
lords.
cause
There is lords in America.
mm-hmm. Mm, yeah. Cause when I did that, when I stumbled across that paperwork to find out that they even keep track of how they overtax us and shit. Like when I found out that folks is paying different rent in apartment buildings, like racially in certain places and shit, majority places, and people don't know about it. But you know, like a blah moon person and you could have the same square foot, one bedroom type shit, but because of what you identify as, bro, you are literally getting taxed more, and especially what you identify as, because not only the term that you use is a dead term and you identifying it, but it also lets them people know on the other side who you actually are. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, damn, that shit crazy. So now we're getting overtaxed over, like everything's high from cars, rent. So I just went down the rabbit hole, like I wonder if everybody's sense is wrong. What do day tax papers look like? Like what the fuck? Because we don't know. All you go to work with somebody for 8 hours a day. You probably don't even talk to them. You go home, go to sleep, and you in your own different world. So you really don't know what folks is doing on the other side of things. I just like how many people really know this shit though. So and I figure a lot of people know this shit, and people want to know how you benefiting off of our ancestors and shit like that, and how we benefit off systematically racism. Like, bruh, now you just asking a rhetorical question now because you know you most definitely know. I don't even play mind games with people no more. These people love mental gymnastics. They know what's up.
Yeah. But there was a
So
woman who
I,
made a book about, I think it was called Black Anglo-Saxons or whatever. But it
hmm,
was more
Hmm.
about like how they operate and stuff. Like you can't go to them and talk about. We can't like the stuff that we talk about right now. You can't really talk about stuff like this. They try to act like they don't know what's going on. You know, they stubborn and ignorant.
But they know exactly what you're talking about. That shit
Yep.
crazy. Said they don't even want you to talk about how much you make. I know. I kind of find that fishy. Like at first when I started working, I was like, yeah, I never talk to nobody about how much I make. But then I got curious and I asked one of my coworkers named Jameson, and we was talking about paychecks and shit. And he showed me his, and I showed mine one time, and I looked, and this how I confirm everything I just learned. Nah, I was like, what the fuck? We both claim the same, like one independent, but by what he identified as, dude was keeping damn near all of his check. I was in this motherfucker like, damn,
hey,
these
y'all,
folks playing.
gonna show y'all now. Watch, look at this. Yeah, watch this, y'all. This damn camera.
Hey, y'all feel it getting hot, don't y'all?
I real high.
Boy, dog out here crying. That's taken in the house.
Boy, what? Oh no. Oh, they fucked up.
No, oh,
They're
did
done for. They're done for. We on
That
their
shit say
ass.
native caucus.
We're on their ass.
Let me
Hold
find
on,
out they.
y'all, 'cause my
Let me
brother
find
probably
out
about
they
to
look
kick me.
Asian. Let me see if they look Asian. I'm gonna
See
look
that
into
guy on
that
that
now.
podium with the with finna do that speech? Yeah, him been a sellout. One of them dudes look Arab, bro. He ain't, nah. They probably sleeping together.
Watch this. Hold on, I'm gonna pause it when they
That's
show all the.
crazy.
Look, these are the black. Look, whoever
Boy,
thought,
she look
right?
French and he look Arab.
Oh, it keeps going. There's Asian caucus, Native American caucus, Black caucus. All these are political parties that are supposed to be representing the general public,
Oh yeah.
right?
This is
Yeah.
crazy.
Oh, watch this. Watch this. Look, American Indian caucus. They fall into the same thing. Oh, is that right?
Boy, they look mixed.
Look, that's they tread.
Boy, motherfuckers better wake their ass
Bro,
up.
That
what's up
dude
with
said
that? What's with
American.
that native caucus though?
No, me, we finna
Exactly.
start pressing their ass.
So let me find out they
Montana
look like.
Indian caucus.
Let me
And,
find out they Native Americans.
and then look, you got them. Look, they got their own look. They own look. White caucus, of course.
See, that's right there is suspicious. Cause they not the original cause. Okay.
Bruh.
Now you got to think about
Hold
that.
on for
Some of them white passing.
Look,
Be with
Samoan
us.
caucus, right? Look, you
Okay.
got Samoan caucus.
Ah, nah, boy, this shit is fucked.
see, folks gotta, hey man, look, connect them dots.
Not
That's
Native
funny.
American caucus. Boy, some of these
Yes,
motherfuckers better
bro.
be quiet on this app. Find out what they really is.
Oh wait, here you go. Wait, look, watch this. Wait, hold on. Watch this. My bad, I missed this part. They fall under Samoan. I don't know why she falls under Samoan. What a Samoan caucus is the Indian American voice in U.S.
That girl
Shawty
in the
is
middle
West
kind of look like
Virginia.
Kamala Harris.
That is her.
Yeah, man, I'm trying to tell y'all these people, hey, these people, hey man, look. And if you look at some of these people, you can put one of these people in Mexico and teach them Spanish
Thank
fluently,
you.
and you wouldn't even tell the difference.
Oh yeah, yeah. Thank
That
you.
shit's scary, boy. Oh, look up that. Look up that.
What? What you talking
Mexican
about?
caucus. This gonna confirm it.
Times and the Times of India. Look, this is the Indian Times. This is in India. This is not our paper. This is their paper.
You said the Samoans don't look like that out there in Cali. Yeah, because
They
they don't. They yeah.
look Indian. Oh man, but a handful of Indian men either seat the U.S. Congress or seeking re-election. Samosa caucus.
That's crazy.
Motherfuckers infiltrating for real.
Oh, here we go. Look, creation and evolution of the Congressional Black Congress. These are the originators. Wow.
Some of them
Whoa.
African.
Happy of it. And you got that one blonde moon person in the cut. Look at him. You know, it's always gonna be that one. He in the cut
So
made it all possible.
for anybody who lives here on this soil and they want to have an opinion about American history, but they don't know about the Black Caucus, why are you speaking?
Yeah. See if
And I
there's a
bet you I can find some ties to that.
Oh, look at that. Look at that. Look, they're so happy. Look. What up, y'all?
Yeah, be careful, man. Somebody might see that grandma.
Right?
Wow.
Look at, look at that. Look at that. They lit. They lit, huh? They lit.
Man, we just started the boule and shit. They happy as hell.
This guy back from
I
Eden.
see Jesse Jackson over there in the cut. Look at him. Why would he be
Hold on a
in that
second.
photo with everybody else? Jesse Jackson popped up,
Diddy, hold on, I'm gonna
and
show
you know
y'all.
that they only pop up pictures if you similar to it, if not the same. So Jesse Jackson ass, I caught him.
Hey, see if there's
What's
a
happening,
Mexican
guy?
caucus.
Peace, peace. What's going on, man? I'm just leaving the park.
We just looking at these Caucasian people who still exist today.
Oh yeah, the melanated ones.
Mm,
Oh, the dark skinned Caucasians?
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, Jesse popping up, the Black
Hey,
Caucus.
that's why I don't even argue with people.
He
Be like, "Ain't
told
no such thing as black card." Yeah, okay.
he told you was African American and went back to his tribe.
Oh, the
And
Council of
ironically, his
Chiefs
tribe
right
is
there?
Cherokee. Huh?
That must be the Council of Chiefs.
Yeah. You know, they go by many names. Council of Chiefs, Boule, Bully, Black Noble. Look at him smiling and shit. I just want to deck him in his chin. I
Me.
I'm
don't
dead.
like him,
I'm
dog.
dead.
All
I'm
that
I
shit you was
don't
talking.
like him, bro.
Oh
Yeah,
nah, man.
Nelson Mandela.
Don't tell me.
oh.
Not tell me do it for
Uh-oh.
South Africa, man. Damn.
Uh-oh.
So that's why they killed him because he was tired of being down with the society. Damn.
I mean, you got that Mandela effect. Could be linked.
Boy, this is some crazy ass shit.
They at the White House with it, ain't they?
So they was the ones really
I
probably
wonder
making
what
these
papers they
bills.
signed. They probably the ones that created Pan Africans.
Hey,
Boy.
speak on it,
I'm
Los.
telling you, bro.
People don't know half of what
I,
is really going on. Like I got. I'm telling you, I can really bust a lot of people's bubbles, but I just be chilling.
Because
Yeah.
I mean, it's too many correlations with this and Pan Africanism and Democrats and all this type of shit. Because like, bro, folks don't even again. If you do your census record, shit will pop up on who your ancestors was in the past. Like when I did mine, I'm finding American Revolution documents. I'm finding Civil War documents. I'm finding Masonry documents. I find all type of shit on my people. Like that shit'll tell you. Some of y'all part of the black caucuses, I'm just being real. Now some of y'all, I mean some shit, some of y'all who don't know, you might be, but man, black Democrats and shit, look.
But they smiling like they having a
They
good
hey,
time.
they
Oh,
got a
color
whole
purple ass
website. Got
motherfuckers.
a whole website for y'all, bro. Go to the Black Caucus website.
And vote for
Those
us.
are your those are
And
your
they
African
Democrats. Vote for
Americans.
us.
Oh, you see the hand
Y'all
symbol,
just
the
mad because
triangle.
y'all Africans, period.
Mm-mm.
That's crazy. They ass is different.
Why the African keep talking? Who is it?
I'm dead.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, you get it. Hold on, yeah.
What say during the late 1960s, Representative
Mm.
Charles Diggs created a Democracy Select Committee in the effort to bring black members of Congress together. Diggs noticed that he and other African American members of Congress often felt isolated because there were very few of them in Congress and wanted to create a forum where they could discuss common politic challenges and interests. The sooner we get organized for group actions, the more effective we can become. I ain't seen nothing.
man, these the same people that's telling us to do BLM. That's crazy.
Yeah, they put that African American title and then make things seem like they're brand new because there's new things happening for these new people called African American. We need to get back to our old shit. Have you ever looked up Mechanics Institute, the Black
Uh,
Republican?
I ain't seen that one.
Yeah,
Hey, oh,
people
What
be
I want.
wondering what happened, but that's the situation right there. That's what was really happening to our government. Look up Mechanics Institute massacre. You'll see what they were really doing to our
Uh,
people.
Oh
uh,
yeah.
shit, I was gonna say to look up Mexican caucuses.
Andrew Jackson,
Right. Yeah.
the
I
likes.
did. I forgot about that.
That about what
Mexican
Mexican
caucus.
consists.
The Mexican caucus.
Yo,
well,
all right. I want to make something clear because there's people that are a little bit confused in the chat. All right, don't um don't confuse the word caucus. This for everybody in the chat. Don't confuse the word caucus with the word Caucasian. All right, those are two different words. The word caucus simply means a collection of people that are operating, essentially operating in government, right? So let me see if I'm gonna pull it up real quick on multiple different sources so we can clarify. Because when y'all are saying like the Black Caucus, a lot of people are looking at it with the implication that, oh, Black Caucasians and Mexican Caucasians and Indian Caucasians, and I can see how the correlation can be slightly confusing. Quick. So I'm gonna put it up on eddymon.com and I'm gonna pull up the word caucus, right? Um call
It has multiple uses, but yeah, like you said, for people who don't know the difference.
right, because people might take that way, like that right will lead people down like a etymology rigmarole that'll bring them down to something where they shouldn't be at in the study, right? So if you say the word, hold on, let me put my camera on real quick. How do I do this shit over here? Okay, here we go. All right, camera. There we go, and then turn that bitch around. All right, cool. So if you say the word caucus, right? If you say the word caucus as a verb, it means to meet or confer in caucus. From caucus as a noun, right? But caucusing is attested from 1788. So when you go to caucusing, what does it say? It says caucus, a private meeting of party leaders or local voters. 1763 American English, New England, perhaps from the Algonquin word caucaswasu, counselor, elder, advisor in the dialect of Virginia, or from the Caucus Club of Boston in 1760s social and political club, whose name possibly derived from Greek kakos, drinking cup. Another old guess is caulker, meeting. Pickering in 1860, or in an Old English dictionary and Century Dictionary finds this dismissible. Caucus, this noun is used throughout the United States as a cant term for those meetings which are held by different political parties for the purpose of agreeing upon candidates for office or concerting any measure which they intend to carry at a subsequent public or town meeting. The word caucus is derived from caucusing, or are often used in Boston. The last answers much to what the style parliamentarying or electioneering. All my repeated applications to different gentlemen have not furnished me with a satisfactory account of the origins of caucus. It seems to mean a number of persons, whether more or less, met together, consulting upon, adopting, or prosecuting some scheme of policy for carrying a favorite point. Now, this is not to omit that there's a bunch of people that are perpetrating bullshit, right? I just wanted to make sure we bring, specific clarity to that one word so that we don't confuse this with all of these people coming from over at the quote unquote Caucasus Mountains, the Caucasian people, and them having influence as that being a starting point for some shit. No, that's not what that implication is. So
No,
for all the people,
if anything, it's used for if I were to say or to throw out there just as like a from my perspective, they would use it as like even though I agree with everything that you said, but you know how they get down in modern terms with linguistics, that would be a form of them knowing, like giving each other the wink. You know what I mean? Like just having that title so they can use it to run with personally. You get what I'm saying? On their
right,
own.
right, yeah,
Yeah, you get what I'm saying.
yeah, and the key to that is
I
the
mean,
key to that is private meeting.
when you broke down yeah, when you broke down that word, caucus, yeah, my mind instantly went to a private. When you say Caucasian, my mind instantly went to a private meeting of Asians.
That's it.
And we talking about India Superior. We talking about a lot of people are so-called Indo this and Indo that, and a lot of people look Arab, a lot of people look Asian in India for So I kind of look at that word now since you done broke down that etymology in two different ways because there's always a double speech to how they talk.
They're exactly
So one could
they're
mean way, and one could be a meeting of these a private because we know these folks meeting privately always. These folks probably two heads of the same coin. So that's dope. I'm glad you brought that out because I ain't never thought to do the etymology of copies
yeah.
before.
No, it may, but that's how they. But like I said, that's how you, like how you just it's a way of having an understanding, being able to double have it out in public, but in private, y'all know what it means because you guys are mutual. So it's a whole nother different meaning when it's me, you, and Evergreen in private in a room. We talk is a different way, but in public we're displaying it a different way. Get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Hmm.
So yeah, I agree
That's
with
dope.
I agree with Evergreen. So he was on point. Yeah, I agree. But that's what people don't
Mm-hmm.
even they
Hey,
can't like fathom what we just broke down. How it's used like that in multiple
Mm-hmm.
different ways. You get what I'm saying? Which is crazy.
Hey, I'm driving. Can you go back to that definition and where it said Algonquin and then it said another name or it said a word? What was that? What was that word that
I
it
got
said?
you. Hold on. I think you might be talking about you might be talking about the Greek word "kakos." Let me go back down real quick. All right. Where's the Algonquin part? Let me turn this shit around real
I'm
quick.
glad we got that understanding of how it. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people don't catch that how things can be used like
The
twice
Al-
in two different ways.
uh, Virginia Caucus Club, Caucos. Where's the Algonquin part at?
Where it says elder, advisor, in
Okay, yeah. So
the dialect of
private
Virginia.
meeting. Yeah, so private meeting of party leaders or local voters, and that was in 1763. American English in New England, right? Perhaps from an Algonquin word,
Let
Caucasow.
me see that. Let me see that
Caucasow.
word. Get closer to that word.
How close you need? His monitor big as
Caucasow.
hell, nigga. Like goddamn. No, I'm just playing.
My
Hey,
man,
bro, I
my
can't
man, the
see,
found
man.
the dot saying,
I can't see. Plus, I wanted to screenshot it because
I'm
I
just
was
messing.
reaching.
I'm
I
just
was
messing.
trying to compare it to another word, to a word of somebody that's to the name of somebody that signed a treaty. And then when I seen that word from him saying it, it sounded like the name of this person. I was like, damn, I wonder if the person that signed this treaty was really putting the caucus as in he was signing for the people and not just himself. But I was
Oh,
just trying
okay.
to see.
Okay, yeah. Caucau.
Sci-
Cow,
Science
cow,
as a
Alsu.
collective, using that as that's crazy. Yeah, that's a good thought, bro.
Then it says
I mean,
counselor.
I can show y'all what I was reading to make me think that.
Yeah, then it says, counselor, elder, advisor in the dialect of Virginia, or from the Caucus Club of Boston. Right. So all you're looking at really when you're dealing with that word caucus is just a private collection of people that are trying to move things about in secret. Right. Try to move things about in secret. That's really it. You know. Like when you say you have like quote unquote the Congressional Black Caucus, right? That is just a bunch of people whom identifying black as black in politics that are trying to do some bullshit, right? That's the way I look at that. Like,
So
you know,
that
that's
sounds
really
very Caucasianish.
Exactly.
right. Doing things in
Enough
secret, right?
said.
That
That
sounds like
Now,
some
exactly.
shit
now,
Perfect
Caucasians would do.
example. Exactly.
now, what's powerful about that too is that we know if we go back and we look at like, the Iroquois Confederacy, we know that the purpose of that Iroquois Confederacy was to try to get these First Nations to all be on one accord, so that there is no secrets. All right, so all of them all came together in a group. Their
Yeah,
initial,
I
heads of
like it.
state.
Yeah, that's how I like it. That sounds like
You
some
know what I'm
shit I
saying?
exactly.
They
I like the sound of that.
So yeah, they all came to when you read that, bro, you got to when you read that Iroquois Confederacy, like if you read that shit in detail, it's a pretty document. But when you read that shit in detail, it explains like pretty much establishment of government, like legitimacy and establishment of
But
government.
I like how you said the openness, the whole being, not being private. Like keep it 100. If it is what it is, take that L or take that W. Stop being so. Oh, I'm just gonna give the homie a slap on the wrist. No, if the homie messed up, the
Right.
homie messed up. You know what I'm saying? Keep it 100 across the board.
Right. And the privateering of things, once they started taking things out of the public and making things private, is when you started to, move into corruption. You know what I'm saying? When people started trying to, I mean, really the real, the big set of corruption comes from that, that first Continental Congress in Philadelphia, where they went to do shit in private. You know what I'm saying? Once that happened, bro, like, that was it. That fucked over everything for all of the people that were already over here, because they had been following what the Iroquois Confederacy, and before that the Articles Confederation, which is the joining of the two, if you will. So that's all. We got to stay away from the caucuses, right? But then at the same time, the caucuses are also important, because that you can't, like somebody has to speak for, somebody has to speak for the nation, somebody has to speak for the heads of state, if I mean for the state, if you will. So those heads of state that all come together, they come together in the form of a caucus, right? To be able to sit down. Now, what's supposed to happen if you're operating in a republic, what's supposed to happen is no decision is finalized until that head of state goes back to its nation and explains to the people what was going on at the meeting. And then the people make that decision and
Yeah,
give that decision
yeah.
back to the caucus,
That's
and the
what
caucus
I'm
goes and represents them. But
that's
that
what I'm
shit
talking.
has not been happening for a long fucking time. And this is why we're in
Man,
the condition that we're in right
Hey,
now.
I'm gonna drop down real quick, y'all, cause my phone gonna die. But I'll be in the chat.
okay. Mm. Yeah, man. That shit crazy. They play with words. It's crazy how just one word can mean 1,000 different things. And there's 1,000 different ways to say something. Excuse me, y'all.
Peace, peace. I feel like I don't
So,
know what the conversation was really about. I kind of came in late, so I don't really know what y'all was talking about, man. I just seen everybody up there, so I jumped up to be like, "Yo, what's up?" To be a part of what was going on.
yeah, it was just hold on, clear my throat real.
Let me clear my throat.
That mullet root, man, that shit working. Shit, you came in pretty much at the tail end.
Oh, I mean,
Just
I don't need
connecting
no
more
keep
dots.
up. Y'all don't have to catch me up. You gonna put on? Oh,
Ah, man, I love catching people up, because and repetition is the father of learning, Rashad. It's okay. It's people who just now coming in. So I was just basically showing people how, these people over there in India that they don't show you kind of resemble us a lot, you know. And their names are like Ibram, Muhammad, Yakut, Kong, Kong. And I was like, damn, okay. Then, you bring out the India Superior document where it stretched from South and East Asia to the Americas, and you understand that the Moorish Empire and India Superior is pretty much the same thing. And I was just telling people whether you Moor, Indian, pretty much the same people. Just it doesn't matter what you call yourselves as long as we both know that this is India Superior and America's the real old world. Because there's documents where they was called both things and they were called Indian Moors, and this is what they look like. So, and then this just led
That
into
kind of
black Caucasians.
that goes into something I was working on. That's why I hit you up about that South Carolina thing.
Hmm.
It all goes into the same thing, and I've been trying to tell people since forever. That's why I always bring up that Morocco as it is, the book where they talk about how the aristocracy of North America were known as Moors and Indians.
Hmm.
I think, I really
Yep,
think our people are adding separation for whatever reason. We're good at
they
trying to
are.
be different than ourselves. You know what I'm saying? We're good at
I,
adding our
I
own
don't.
separation to ourselves and thinning our numbers out and making it easy for everybody to keep us separate.
Yeah, see, there's a gift and a curse to being us because using our energy as a collective on a positive note, man, we can do great things. But when we use our energy as a collective on a negative note, then you get everything you just said. And when you learn how to manipulate energy and sound waves and frequencies, then you learn how to manipulate the carbon electromagnetic beings of this planet. And that's what they figured out, how to get us low vibration.
Yep.
But
That's how we.
but
That's
they're all the
how.
same thing. What you gotta say, Rashad?
I mean, them understanding how to utilize us is how we became the collateral for everything.
Mhm. Yeah,
Makes sense to me.
and yeah, and when you look at the fizz, when I, just show the people, I was like, and it's always written that our ancestors always kept the fringes and the tassel and the fringes. And, I was like, those words interchangeably are pretty much the same thing. Because when you look at a tassel, you see fringes on it, and vice versa. And then I just made the connection. Like when we was kids, I don't know if anybody else did it, but when we was kids, we used to cut our shirts up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? To have it like little stringy and shit, pants legs or whatever, and we create our own little fringes
Oh,
unknowingly.
yeah. I remember that shit.
Yeah, and shit. My nephew just started doing it. That's why it hit me. I was like, damn, y'all still do this? He was like, yeah, we started this. I was like, boy,
They would do it
you
on the
fool,
sleeves and on the
man.
bottom of the shirt.
Mm-hmm. Yep, we always did it. And I was
Yeah,
like, that's something that
that
was
gotta be
passed down from our
ancestral.
ancestors.
'Cause- yeah, that has to be ancestral
Yeah,
because
I was like,
there ain't no like there's no sense to it. Like even if if y'all go back in time and remember people that did that, there ain't no sense to it, other than that shit had to just be a download because that shit didn't make you warmer or
it had,
nothing. I mean, cooler or nothing.
cause I, yeah, cause I feel like stuff like that was just like little things that our ancestors left just to, what I'm saying, spark something in our head. Because now when you look back at it, you be like, damn, bro, we did a lot of this stuff unknowingly. And the more you look back at it, it's more and more of your culture. So now when you just adding it to your head, shit, you starting to remember your culture. You ain't really lose nothing for real. Only thing that's lost is the unity. Shit, that's the next thing. And when that happen, man, look, but we always kept fringes, tassels, fringes, fezzes, feathers. whatever you wanted. Our ancestors did all of these. All of these was key things because you know when you travel in the world and you amongst other people, you have to self-identify with your people. You know what I'm saying? No different than Crips, Bloods, flags, bandanas, banners, all that type of stuff. So ours was fringes, tassels, fezzes, and feathers. You can go to the Yamasees and a lot of us on the southeastern tribes, a lot of us had turbans, some of us had feathers, and a lot of us either had both, a turban with a feather in it. You know what I'm saying? You go all around the world, it's the same thing. This is how we identify who we are, bloodline lineage. And this is why they wanted to take it off our heads and remove everything that has anything to do with it. And one thing I noticed is that people get people get mad the most when you talk about Indian and Moor. Yeah, I mean, yeah, the Israelite got a little pushback, but it's always more Indian and more. Those two things always got the most pushback. The Israelite stuff start tying in when you start learning about Abraham and the Abrahamic and serpent and all that type of stuff, because it's all connected. And then the bigger picture is just painted. I bet for that
Yep,
long rant, I
all
just slaughtered
connected.
that
They
picture
just
right there.
the reason they're mad about the and this is the separation I see, and this is you know obviously we know it's strategic. This is definitely the separation I see. The reason they get mad at the when you bring up the Indians and the Moors is because these are the ones that are going to put us back into the position we need to be in. Whichever side you choose, it is what it is. Just choose it righteously. But if you look at the treaties, if you look at anything, it shows these different sets of individuals for a reason. You know what I'm saying? It always leads back to it. I've done a lot of research, and for me personally, it was biased in the beginning, in its own right, that I did a lot of Moorish research, but even going back to shit that I was looking up back in the day, it all still goes to the same thing, no matter what you do. It always leads to the same exact thing. Moors and Indians ruled this continent, and when I say this continent, come on, yo, you know what I mean? We're not being humble no more.
Yeah, Indians.
That little bit of territory other people had was small, but Moors and Indians ruled this thing. When I say Indians, y'all know what I mean.
Yeah,
It's not a
Shemites.
it's not a game. Yeah, it's not a game. And it was interchangeable. They tried to make it interchangeable because they were on a conquering mission, and if they wanted to conquer a certain people, all you got to do is look through history and see who did they erase. They erased the American Indian and they erased the Moor. Who are the people that we've been looking for these puzzle pieces to put together, and we had to find the Moors in the American Indian, and we had to find the details of them to finally really put it together. That's what they really been hiding. Those are the people that were erased from history. That 1,000 years that was taken away and then re-added with new information. This is that's the Moors history. They erased the Moors and they added like their Roman rulership, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the
Yep.
Alawite, you know,
And if
come on,
you,
man.
yeah, and if you erase one, then you erase both simultaneously because they are the same people. So, you know, and I know because one thing I know is that I always grew up knowing I was Indian and stuff, but I also grew up Muslim and spiritual and shamanhood and all that type of stuff. And I just always wondered, how is all that connected? I used to ask my grandmama and everybody, how y'all know about this type of just living? And they say it was just always passed down. So I'm saying, well, shit, and all this stuff was always passed down. Then this shit ain't no slave in the family or nothing like that. And it just took me on a long journey, and I remember just bouncing from knowledge to knowledge. Like after I pan African on to start digging into man, let me see what the Israelites talking about real quick. You know what I'm saying? Start learning about that again, which took me back in the Bible. I was like, oh shit, I'm coming to the Bible. Nah, dude didn't start with the King James at first. He started with, the actual like real Israelite type shit. And I was like, okay, boom. Okay, I'm really learning. Okay, boom. So but that took me to Moors though. And that's why I learned about Sephardic Jews and Moors. And I was like, okay, well, how is this connected? And then that's when I learned about the Joktan Arabs. I was like, damn, so the Moors is technically Shemites? They come from Joktan. Yeah, they are. I was like, well, damn, so that means that they got ties to this land too, because the land is Shem. They just a different tribal name. That's it. Like
You know,
like me and you might be cousins, but your last name different from mine. You know, something like that. And and
you
that's
know
it.
what we're
And the Moors
subconsciously,
do.
you know what we're doing without even knowing it, like because we're
But
going through all these different schools of thought, but that's like how the ancients did it. That's why they were intelligent because they went through all these different schools of thought and they didn't get stuck in one. You know, that's where most people are lost. They get stuck in one situation and they think that that's the end all be all. But there's more. You got to put these
mhm,
pieces together. These were intelligent people leaving these puzzle pieces for us, and they're not. And only a fool would leave it all in one place. Then anybody could get to it.
man, like they knew that they had to leave symbols and stuff like that we'll understand naturally, like when we start digging into athleticism and like how we used to cut our shirts up and shit like that, and we paid attention to how all of our grandmamas used to talk to us, had the same sayings, and just a lot of little different things that was still symbolism. And even the soul food makes sense too. When you start learning about this too, even the soul food start to make sense. You be like, okay, well, damn, how did we get these European ass cabbages or collard greens over here on our plate? And my grandma told me we always cook this. Moors. Shit, Europe ain't that far from India, technically. If you want to talk about the India Superior and that side of India, that's part of our India Superior. That ain't that far from Europe. It ain't that impossible to not think that that's why your ancestors been cooking collard greens the whole time, because they've been cooking collard greens the whole time.
Was
It
one of
ain't
the
nothing
best
slave
parts of
food.
that slavery story. That was one of the best parts of that slavery ship for them, was they were able to take everything that our ancestors ever did and then equate it to slavery. So now it wasn't even our creations no more. Oh, the only reason y'all came up with that it was because slavery. So now, then if you look, you've seen it throughout history. You'll hear these random little coons that'll say, "Thank God for the white man. They took us out of Africa, gave us civilization. If it wasn't for them, we'd still be doing this." No, stupid. That's not how it
Yeah,
works. You know what I'm saying?
man,
We
for
wouldn't be making
real.
cornbread unless we were enslaved. That's the only reason. Like people have this mind state, but it's
I
like, nah,
know.
we were doing all these things, slavery or whatever happened, and that was just in the middle of things happening that were already happening. It interrupted history, and then we keep it going. And slavery wasn't even the way y'all think it happened.
Mm-mm, most definitely it's not. And then that's why all old folks too. Like it started to make sense why we are attracted to like I know we grew up Christians or whatever, but I find it mighty odd that when we wake up and we become spiritual, we gravitate more to like, we always gravitate to, crystals, meditation, we like the Fatima hand, we like all the chakras, and we like all of that stuff, not knowing that that's Hinduism, as they call it. And since we are the most ancient and oldest people, in Hinduism, as they call it, is the oldest so-called spirituality out here. Put two and two together, and everywhere we went, we took it with us. And you can see it in the Mayans, you can see it in the Olmecs, the Incans, you can see it all around where we go. This is why the shamanism and all that. And I was like, damn, that shit is deep right here. We are spiritual people. This is our frequency. This is our vibe.
That's it
Our
was. I
ancestors were
thought.
smart, man.
Oh, my fault.
I was
It
done
was
speaking.
it was too it was too easy for us to hide within the things they created, and I think that's how we got lost because we hid ourselves so good within Christianity and Catholicism that our practices really legitimately got lost, and we damn near thought we were Catholics and Christians. You know what I'm saying? Now we're waking up like, damn,
Yeah.
oh shit, we were going to church because there was hidden jewels, in fact, hidden gems in the church. They were writing on the pews messages to each other. It wasn't what we think it is. You know, they weren't burning down churches because we were praising God. They were burning down churches because we had books and all kind of things hidden within churches, and we had all kind of hidden symbols and signs, and they found that out, and then they started burning down churches for that reason. Don't let them lie to you and make you think that they were burning your churches down to stop you from praying.
Right. Especially when they're the ones that gave you the book in the first place. You know what I'm saying? So like our folks always used to practice their culture hiddenly. And then it's funny because like man, when I really get my grandmama on on this tape though, I was like grandmama, because when she used to talk to me, like when I'm going through hard shit in my life and I used to call her and shit, like you can hear the spirituality when they talk to you, but you can hear it wrapped in Christian stuff. So if you're not listening for real, you'll miss the spirituality. You know what I'm saying? But like I started listening to her, I was like, Nanny, you really spiritual, ain't you? She just bust out laughing. She was like, why you say that? I was like, cause you up here talking about karma and balance and frequencies and just all this type of stuff, but at the end you said Jesus Christ. You know what I'm saying? Like that was just it was just out of place in a conversation like this. She just bust out laughing, and I was like, damn. She just bust out laughing, and then she told me that we came from a long line of shamans and shit, and and she just broke down how we just had to hide. We had to we had to pretend to accept their religion, but we still practice ours on the inside. Like when you go to Haiti, if you don't know no better, you'll think a lot of them are Catholics, but they're not really Catholics. Because when you get invited to a private ceremony, then it becomes voodoo. And voodoo is just serpent. You feel me? Same thing. Indian. Our folks doing the same shit. So,
I was just saying exactly the same way like Papa Legba is, you know, uh, what Saint
mm-hmm,
Michael. You know what I'm saying? But it's like that's hidden within it,
mm-hmm,
and then over time,
yeah,
people forgot about where it came from. Now they're looking at these saints like, oh, I believe in the saints, but it's like, you know, where'd that come from?
yeah,
Was it originally
right,
yours? And did you just hide your culture within that? We did the same thing in America. You know what I'm saying? Like
mm-hmm,
we're dealing with the people that taught the world. So when we're going back to decode this shit, we got to remember we're decoding secrets from the people that taught the world. It's not just going to be like some of it might be so simple because that's the smartest way to do it. Make that shit easy. So easy that it's hard because people are going to
mm-hmm,
try to think that it's hard. But now that we've found the main characters and we talk to each other, it really seems like it's like flowing like one, two, three. Am I wrong?
man, that's
It feels like it's one, two, three now. Like now that we've
yeah,
found the main characters,
man, like we can spit this so fluently, like man, just it feel right though. And it fits everything. And then I know because now, like when I tell my grandma about the stuff that I find, all she do is just like she chuckle, but it's like one of those pleasing chuckles. Like I'm glad you know what I'm saying, stumbled across that woo woo. You know what I'm saying? And it's like you can see she want to tell some deeper shit, but you know how our ancestors are and our grandmas is from back in the day. They don't really want to go too deep into it. They just rather you find out, which I understand now. But she just every time I find something new, she just She just started laughing. And then she'll drop another gem. And then she'll be like, "Don't forget about those white passing people, baby. Back in the day, you gotta really watch them. Them boys was slick. You know what I'm saying?" Like, okay, grandmama. So now I'm reading these stories different. Like, shit, maybe he wasn't even no white person for real. He probably one of them real. You know what I'm saying? Like, really looking at people in pictures now. How many of these white passing people was wearing these damn Klan masks and shit? You know what I'm saying? Trying to look at their hands. And my grandma just be like, "Yeah, man, yeah, shit true." They really tried to. She before she got off the phone, I'm gonna get her to say it again, but she was like, "Yeah, my generation, what they tried to do was wipe out everybody nationalities and give people new nationalities." And I was like, kind of like changing time or reconstructing history. She was like, "Yeah, that's what they was trying to do. They was just trying to change history up in my day." So that's why we was called so many things through history. And I
Let
was
me
like,
tell you.
man,
So,
that shit.
what you
Uh,
talking about, and what your live has been about. All right. So there's this book by Robert H. DeCoy. It's called The End Bible, right? But it talks about Louisiana, and it
mm,
talks about how like they were like, the mulattoes were running wild out in Louisiana. You know how that goes. But they were they were talking
yeah,
about how the initial history, the initial practices of the people that lived out there was they covered their hair, right? Men and women covered their hair. That was their thing, right? So they took that from them, as in like,
mm,
stripping their culture, like you can't cover your hair no more. But they were mixing so much that, you know, it got to the point where some of the mulattoes that you would meet, you couldn't tell them from, they were white passing to the point where they're walking on the street with white women, you can't tell the difference. So they started making them cover their hair up. So they took your culture and then they turned it around on you and made it a punishment, like cover your hair. You know what I'm saying? So then you despise
yeah,
your own culture, not knowing where that it was taken from you back in the past and then given back to you as in a punishment. Now you despise it, and you're despising your own culture, not knowing that that was something that your ancestors once did in a righteous fashion
mm.
and would have left for you to
That's
do.
deep. Yeah, that's deep right there. Give back to you as a punishment. It's crazy.
They've
Yeah.
done it. Hey, they've done it with everything. Like that's what I was saying this in a live couple months back, man. I was like, yo, we gotta reanalyze the things that we don't like about our people, because I think a lot of these things we were just taught to hate, but in reality, it's really just us. We gotta look at everything. Look at everything.
Mm. Just us being us.
Actually, because it's too natural. Like, you know what I'm saying? We know what we're gonna find when we go see our people, and no matter what people say, I think a lot of the shit we would have just been doing. You know what I'm saying? No matter what.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like if I was to come over there, if I was to come either to the hood, you show me the hood and you know what I'm saying, or whatever the case may be, where you in and I take a trip over there to and out west and shit like that, and they show me. I already got like a preconceived notion of like how my people, not on like no stereotype shit, but just on some natural shit, just naturally. I know what I can already expect when I walk into it. Like this, and that kind of gives me the energy to know how to operate amongst our people. You know what I'm saying? Like it's kind of hard to explain it, but it's like there's still a root to something. Yeah, the culture might be different from
It's
West
where
Coast
the
to New York to the
it's where
South,
the
but
phrase I'm it's where the
there's a
phrase
root
"I'm
to
good wherever I go" comes from. I'm
it.
good in
Yeah,
any hood. I'm good wherever I go. Not because you can destroy the world. It's because you can. You know what I'm saying? You feel at home. Around your people. I'm good wherever I go. They're gonna rock with me wherever I go because I'm gonna be myself, and that's
right.
the. Our people will rock with that energy. They have no
Hmm.
choice.
Yeah. Like it's just that grandmama root shit, you know what I'm saying? We just there. Shit. But yeah. And it was just a long journey, man. Just putting this pieces together of India Superior and just finding it. And especially the lady at the top left, like, because when you the thing about it is that when you Google Black Indians or however they got us labeled in history, there's a word that gave it away, which was they call it in parentheses Indo-Africans, and I was like, why would they call them Indo-Africans? Because I was looking at the Almec, and from the Almec, it led me to it. So, I was like, what the fuck? Why they call it Indo-Africans, bro? So then I got to talk, I got to digging into it. And the Indo-Africans aren't Indo-Africans at all. And we, even overseas, we being reclassified. This shit ain't just happening over here. This shit is worldwide of us being reclassified. It's India Superior. Think about how big that they have to reclassify and change of India Superior. That's a whole lot of history. So I was like, well, let me check into this. And so I dug into it. And when you dig into it, it's people like this that pop up. Folk look just like us. And you'll even see American Indians sprinkled here and there. You see people named Ibram, Muhammad, Yakut, Kong, like Genghis Khan, and all this type of shit. I'm like, bro, what in the fuck? These folk look just like, and I'm digging and digging, and I'm like, oh man, I found a connection right there. And the connection is, when people ask, what is your tribe? Shit, you the Nagas. Like literally, it's as weird as it sounds, because like Rashad took something from you, make it bad and give it back. So now you look at it wrong. So now it's funny as saying that we the Nagas or the Naga tribe. We use the N word. You know what I'm saying? But when you really look at where did the word really come from, because we have all type of words. Some people you spell it backwards and sagging. Shit came from jail. All this type of shit. But really, let's go to the root of it. So why not hide your tribe in a derogatory term? That would make sense. This is why now they get mad when we take that term and we use it for an endearment now, because now it's kind of finding the power back into it. Because at first it most definitely meant a word of endearment, but we saying it wrong. Though. I don't really like doing that. We saying, I prefer nagas or niggas. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, but just look at the root of it,
I
and they
prefer
always
Naga.
demonize you. Yeah, I prefer that too. She got a nice little ring to it, Nagas. I like that. But we are the Nagas tribe, the Maya-Naga tribe that got mysteriously written out of history that can't nobody find no more. And when you do find it, you're gonna find whitewashed versions and Anglo versions of it and Mongolo versions of it. But we can't. And now that also brings me to my last point before I close out. Um, the Mongoloid has been with us for a long time, because when you think about India Superior and how big it is, Siberia is inside India Superior. And they said that the tribe of Japhet and Ham, some of them will also live in the tents of Shem. Welcome to one of them living in the tents of Shem. The Ashkenaz was another one. So now when you look at German Moors, think Indian now. India Superior. These are the same people. The German Moors who was fighting the wild men and Japhet and all them. These are the same India Superior Indian Moors that I'm telling you about. You know what I'm saying? So that shit been going on for a long time. And they just, Genghis Khan and the Mongolians, you know what I'm saying? So, folks was just traditional enemies and all that. That's why most of them don't like the fact that you found out this information. So, yeah, got y'all had us thinking over there in Africa when all we had to do was think the opposite. Just like anything else they give us, always think the opposite of the shit they give you. You trying to put me in Africa for what? Let me see what's out here out west.
X.
Then what's one more? So if anybody want a screenshot, y'all can type and check out the people that still live there today. and look up the old pictures and ancient pictures and historical events and stuff like there. It's connected. India Superior, Sri Lanka, check them out. Because those brothers that I showed you, that's where some of them come from. And that's Asia. That's South Asia exactly.
The
That's why the
Asiatics.
Philippines know that they. Yeah, that's what I was saying, earlier. Like, they call us Asiatics for a reason. They don't call you African addict. They call you Asiatic for a reason. Asian, technically.
And
India
like,
superior. You a different type
and
of
and
Asian.
and I don't care what school of thought you go to in our communities, they all call themselves Asiatics. You know what I'm saying? The Moors,
That's true.
the nation. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? The Moors, what? All of them. The Nation of Islam, right? The Five Percenters. Everybody. They all refer to themselves as the Asiatic black man. If I'm not mistaken.
And and yeah, and then even in the dictionary, and you look up Asiatic, like it's literally, so on y'all eyes. So now here's the funny thing about being Asiatic though. Now you know now you know why you like seafood. Now you know why you know how to cook gumbo with octopus in it, but you call it calamari. You pay attention to the culture. That's why it was so easy to adjust coming from over there for some of our people from leaving over there to coming over here. Some settled in Louisiana, and it was easy because they got crawfish too. Okay, cool. You got shrimp too, got lobster, fish. You got all this shit. You got rice. Okay, yeah, cool, cool. Okay, same
Alligators and
shit.
quails.
Yeah, like India superior. So it was easy. So even during the Pacific Island slave trade, when it was bringing our people over here, it was easy for them to adjust. So nothing's what it seems. Everything's a lie. Question everything. Think the opposite and do your senses record. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Thank you for the likes, the gifts. Appreciate Rashad for jumping on. Shout out to OPM. Shout out to Evergreen. Shout out to I Got You. Appreciate and shout out to y'all who tune in every day faithfully just to soak up the knowledge and learn this type of stuff, man. And really start to apply it and really digging into your senses record. So shout out to y'all. And shout out to the people that be watching in the hallways. Because without y'all, none of this could be possible either for the free promotion on y'all pages. So, with that being said, hey, we're going to holler at y'all. Whoever's going live next, I'll see y'all in the